Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Minato can summon future Naruto. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by MegDBrew and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1, Kakashi. Sensei, where are we? Rin asked as she looked around the home theater-styled room, with only 10 comfortable-looking seats. Yeah, it looks like a movie theater, Obito observes. When'd you get here? Kakashi asks. We were waiting for you for over an hour at the training grounds. Honestly, I have no idea. Minato responds to Rin, taking in the surroundings. Were they caught in an enemy genjutsu? First they were waiting for Obito to show up and suddenly they were engulfed in a bright light. There are 4 doors here as well. 3 leading to bedrooms and 1 to a kitchen. A voice from behind them informs, causing the 4 shinobi to turn around. Kushina. Sensei. Lady Tsunade? Minato exclaims. So you're here as well, huh? Kushina asks. Kushina. A woman with long dark hair called. Mikito. She responded with a smile. Minato. Fugaku greeted. Fugaku. So where are we, and what's going on? Perhaps I should explain. A voice came from the big screen. The man in the screen was old, that was for sure. He had gray saga skin, a head full of gravity-defying spiky gray hair, a red dot on his forehead, and his most distinguishable feature, his eyes. Purple with a ripple pattern, the most powerful Dijutsu, known to be held only by the Sage of 6 Paths, the Rinnegan. That's the Rinnegan. Fugaku mutters. Who are you? Obito wonders. You all know me as the Sage of 6 Paths. He answers, getting shocked, surprised looks from the ninja. If you would all please take a seat, he says, and the 10 shinobi do as suggested. Minato and Kushina in the middle with Mikito and Fuga next to her and Tsunade and Jiraiya next to him, and Obito, Rin, and Kakashi on the other side of Minato. I have summoned you all here, because I have seen the future, and it is filled with pain and misery. I'm giving you a chance to see the future as well, so that you can change it. Whether it is for the better or the worse is up to you, he informs, and the group stays silent as they listen to his words. Currently you are in a pocket dimension. No matter how long you stay here you will not age, because time doesn't exist here. And when you are finished viewing the future, I will return you home to the exact moment of time you left. So I will ask you each, what will you do? Stay? Or leave? He explains and then turns to look at Jiraiya, what sat at the far end. What will you do? I'll stay. Jiraiya answers expectantly, receiving a nod from the father of all shinobi, before he turned his head over to Tsunade, who sat next to Jiraiya. I'll stay as well. She answered his question. He then turned to Kushina, who sat next to Tsunade. I shall stay as well. Fugaku answered, and the sage's eyes slowly moved from him to his wife. I as well will stay. All right, but remember, do not hold any grudges against the leaf. It is not their fault. You can count me in, databane. Kushina grins with determination. The sage's eyes linger in her a little before turning to Minato, who sat next to her. I as well. And just like Kushina, the sage's eyes lingered before turning to Obito, who sat next to him. I'll stay too. He answered with a smile. This should be interesting. Alright, I'll remind you again, I'm showing you this because you can't change what happens, okay? Obito nods slowly, confused why he said that to him specifically, while the adults felt concerned about Obito's future. And I'm sorry you can't skip over certain things, so I suggest to just look away when the time comes, and remember, crying isn't a weakness. Obito laughed nervously. Should I be worried or something? Don't worry, I'm sure it won't happen this time around, the sage said, then turned to Rin. Me too. Right, even if you see something painful, just remember it hasn't happened yet, he repeated. You understand? Rin said in confusion, and the adults' worry skyrockets. Then the sage turned to Kakashi and asks, what will you do? I'll stay. Kakashi answered, and the sage stared at him for a while. If you are going to stay, make sure you prepare yourself. You'll be the focus for the beginning, and I can assure you, you won't like what you see. He warns, looking directly at Kakashi, causing everyone to raise an eyebrow at the act, and the adults to fret over what's to come. Kakashi also finds this weird but doesn't comment, and just nods at the suggestion. Very well then, you each have a remote next to you so you can pause anytime you need to, either to take a break or to comment. Good luck to all of you, he said before the screen turned black. Well, it seems our future sucks, Obito commented once he left. Yeah, Rin agreed. But it can't be that bad, right? She laughed nervously. Kakashi didn't comment. Okay, well, are you guys ready? Minato asked, picking up the remote. Yeah, comes the responses, so he hits the start button and the screen turns back on, and everyone turned their attention to it. Episode 1, Kakashi Chronicles, A Boy's Life on the Battlefield Part 1. Guess it really is about you, huh, brat? Jiraiya comments. Kakashi didn't respond, but you can hear mumbled about stupid title calling me boy. The setting is currently in the Hokage's tower where the Sandaime and his advisors are currently planning strategy to end the war. End the war? Tsunade echoed. That's interesting. Currently the government of the 5 great shinobi nations were in turmoil, and the skirmishes involving the shinobi villages and smaller countries took place around the borders of each country. Konoha suffered heavy casualties due to the ongoing Third Great Shinobi War, informed the narrator. From the positions of the enemy's backup, we've determined that it would be vital to take out these points. Hamura advises, pointing out the areas on the map. The Kanabi Bridge, huh? Saratobi says, contemplating Hamura's plan. We need to come up with a plan to destroy it right away, Koharu says. Right now, many battles are being waged, so there are only a select few to choose from. Saratobi responds while thinking of who to send. For this mission, we'll appoint the 4-man cell of the Jounin Namikaze Minato, Hatake Kakashi, Uchiha Obito, and Rin. He decides while looking at their files. Hamura clears his throat before considering the team chosen. They're all quite young, even the Yellow Flash. That's the mission that we were going on today, Minato informs, and he and his team make sure to watch it intently so they know what to expect and the best course of action. So if you succeed, the war will be over, after so long. Kushin amuses. That's a lot of pressure. Good luck. She smiles at the kids. I have a very bad feeling about this. Well, due to the situation, our hands are tied. Koharu reminds, and shortly after the scene fades and comes back, but this time to a bright forest. Heavy breathing could be heard from the ninja currently racing through the trees. Faster, Obito thinks. I'll be dead meat at this rate. Will I make it? He continues before tripping on a vine and landing roughly on the ground, skidding to a stop. He looks up after hearing a footstep. Did I make it? He asks hopefully. Nope, Kakashi answers, receiving a glare from Obito. No. You're late, Obito. Kakashi reprimands, arms crossed over his chest as he looks down on Obito with anger and annoyance in his eyes. When did you think we were supposed to meet up? He asked, bending down to look him in the eyes. When becoming a full-fledged ninja, following the rules is common sense, right? No, you see, while coming here, I ended up having to help an old lady who had too much luggage cross the street. And something was in my eye, Obito explains. Kakashi scoffs and rolls his eyes in disbelief. Yeah, right. That's a lie, isn't it? Kakashi responds. Don't say that, Kakashi. Minato scolds gently from his seat on a rock. You helped the old lady, didn't you, Obito? He asked. I even carried her luggage, he answered while applying eye drops. Sensei, you're too easy on him. If he keeps acting up like this around people, they'll just be in trouble, right? Kakashi asks. Those who break the rules and regulations are called trash. Right. Minato chuckles nervously, unable to explain to his student that the world isn't black and white. Minato sighs as he watches this. He knew exactly why Kakashi acts this way, so he doesn't hold it against him, but his teammates still have no idea. Can't you ever be nice sometimes? Obito asks. You're always bitching about these rules and laws, and it's getting damn annoying. What matters is discipline, Obito says, turning his head away from Kakashi. Obito language, Mikito berated. But Aunt Mikito, I haven't even said it yet. Obito pouted. Now. Cut it out, you two. Rin placates. You're on the same team, you know? Rin, that'll never work. Tsunade starts with a sigh. She's right. Kushina adds with a fox-like grin. If you want them to stop, you need to pound them into the ground a couple times. Rin responds with a nervous chuckle while Minato's sweat drops at his girlfriend's suggestion. Rin, you're too soft on him, Kakashi states. Today is a very special day for me. Ah, cute brat, it almost looks like you're pouting. Tsunade teases, watching the interaction in amusement. It's almost like her old team. I am not, and I'm not cute. Kakashi mumbles with a blush while Obito laughs at his embarrassment. Why, yeah, that's right, she says nervously. Why is that again? Obito asks. You forgot? Kakashi asked with a raised eyebrow. Starting today, Kakashi is a Jounin, just like me, Minato informs as they start walking towards their destination. Really? Congrats, brat. Jiraiya and Tsunade congratulate. Yeah, congratulations, Kakashi-kun. Kushina follows. So, to make this mission more efficient, we're going to split into 2 teams. Since Konoha's military power has reached an all-time low now. Split up? Then Obito asks. Yeah, that's right. With Kakashi as the captain, you'll form a 3-man cell, and I'll be alone. Didn't we talk about this before already, Obito? Rin asks. Did you get a present for Kakashi? Obito looks irritated as he looks away. Sorry, I wasn't listening. Kakashi narrows his eyes at him before Minato pulls out a 3-pronged kunai. This is from me. It's a custom-made kunai. he says with a wink. It's a little heavy, and the shape is kinda irregular, but when you get used to it, it's really easy to use, he explained as he tossed the weapon to Kakashi. Thanks. This is from me. Here, Rin says with a smile as she hands Kakashi his present. It's a special medical pack for personal use. It's been improved, so it's very easy to use. Thank you, he says as he puts it away. He then puts out a hand to Obito as he looks at him with a bored expression. What do you want exactly? I didn't get anything for you, he yells. Well, whatever. It's not like you'd give me anything decent anyway. Anything you would have brought would just become useless luggage. Obito growled in his seat. How the hell you ever became a jounin, I'll never know. Obito yells, pointing a finger at him. You're one to talk, Kakashi states. You're one to talk. Stop repeating yourself. I am Uchiha Obito of the Uchiha clan, and one day I'm going to surpass you once I awaken my Sharingan, Obito declares. The Uchiha clan's supposed to be a group of elites, right? I guess they expected too much of you when entrusting you with a title like that. What? Fugaka sighs in his seat. They shouldn't be arguing before going on a mission this important. What? Stop it, you two. Rin intervenes, getting in between both of them. Okay, can I explain the mission now? Minato asks, getting serious. We're almost at the border. The group went over to sit on a boulder by a tree while Minato pulled out a map to explain the mission. Got it? It's this line, Minato asks as he points at the map. Right now, the Earth Country is invading the Hidden Grass Village. Of course, the enemy are Hidden Rock Shinobi. We have information that they have over 1,000 ninja at the front line already. They're advancing a lot faster than before, Obito notes. The Fire Country also borders with the Hidden Grass Villages, so if we wait, it's going to be too late, Kakashi adds. Based on the way they're advancing, their backup must be pretty smooth as well, right? Rin asks. Well, our mission this time is here, Canopy Bridge. In order to strike back at the enemy, we need a lot of manpower. To be able to do this, we, the few select ninja, are going to sabotage them, Minato explains. The bridge, so, this is an infiltration mission? Kakashi says. Minato nods his head. Team Kakashi, your mission is to infiltrate the enemy's backline then, to blow up the bridge they're using for supplies before withdrawing, he says. Yes, sir. What about you, sensei? Obito asks. I'll engage the enemy's front lines in order to divert them away from you guys, he answered. Well, this is Kakashi-kun's first mission as captain, so we'll go together towards the border, but once we're there, we'll split up and begin our mission, he says, putting his hand in, and the others place their hands on top of his. Yes, sir, they said. The four of them walked into the forest with Kakashi in the lead, followed by Obito, Rin, and Minato in the rear. Kakashi stops as he senses a presence nearby. Nicely done. The 6th season shinobi compliment. Nice, Kakashi. Minato inwardly praises with a proud smile. Did they notice me? These guys are good. A stone ninja thinks from his position up in the trees. His eyes widen as he notices Minato. That guy, no way. That can't be right. Either way, I'll just wait and see, he said, forming a hand sign. Well, this should be fun to watch, Jiraiya says with a grin. Minato crouches down to the ground and places one finger on the grass. He's alone, he thinks before grunting in surprise. Everyone, be careful. There's about 20 enemies. It's probably just a bunch of shadow clones though, he warns. Looks like it, Kakashi says. Sensei, I'll go in first. Please cover me, Kakashi says. Don't be too hasty, Kakashi, Minato warns. You should just be the backup, he says as Kakashi forms hand signs. Oh, so I finally use that, Kakashi says, drawing curious looks. Sensei, I'm the captain today, right? Besides, now's an excellent time to try out my new jutsu I've been developing, he says as lighting forms in his hands. Stay away from me, the Iwa Nin thinks as he sees the jutsu. Yeah, like that'll work. Tsunade scoffs at the stone shinobi's plea. Chidori, Kakashi announces his teammates, looking at it in shock and awe. Jiraiya whistled, impressed at the brat's original jutsu. What is that jutsu? Obito thinks. Amazing chakra, Rin thinks while Minato looks at it with narrowed eyes. Let's go, Kakashi thinks before Minato puts a hand out in front of him. It doesn't matter how many enemies there are, this'll end it in a flash, Kakashi informs. It's the same as your nickname. Besides, it's like you said, sensei. The leader of this mission is me. It's a rule that a team must follow its leader's orders. Right, sensei? Minato reluctantly pulls his hand away, letting him go straight through the log they were hiding behind. Jumping straight in, are we? The Nin says, throwing weapons at Kakashi as Minato redirects them with kunai. You let me know the whereabouts of all you with those kunai just now. Let's go, Kakashi says as he storms up the tree, hitting the rock Nin. Damn shadow clone, Kakashi curses. Then on to the next. Meanwhile, Obito and Rin are on the lookout for the ninja. Setin uses an Earth-style technique to appear in front of Obito, who panics before Minato takes him down, showing he was also a shadow clone. Don't let your guard down, Minato berates. Right. Number 18, Kakashi yells as he charges at the Nin. Don't push it, brat, yells the angered Nin as he pulls out a sword preparing to cut Kakashi down. Luckily, Minato gets there, places a seal on the Nin, and grabs Kakashi, pushing him away but not without Kakashi getting injured. Kakashi! Rin calls in worry as Minato lands with Kakashi away from the enemy, who has returned to hiding in the trees. I was finally about to counter that brat, but that blonde asshole's movements were the Nin thinks as he catches his breath. Blonde asshole, huh? Minato growls at the insult. Well, whatever, it's too late for him anyways. He's marked, Minato states as he drops his bag and disappears and reappears behind the Nin with a kunai to his throat. Shortly after his bag hits the ground, Sensei's Shunshin on Jutsu faster and observes. No way. Are you Konoha's Yellow Flash? The Nin asks. Back at the Hidden Rock Village, our superiors told us to run away no matter what if we saw him. Now I know what they meant by that. He informed before Minato slashes his throat, and went back to his team where Rin was healing Kakashi's shoulder. Wow, that's some reputation you've built over there, Jiraiya compliments with a proud smile. Kakashi's injury is pretty bad, Minato says. For now, we should retreat and set camp. I'm fine, Kakashi argues. What do you mean fine? Obito asks. You selfishly went against Sensei's orders, and did something crazy, Obito reprimands. I don't have anything to say to an elite Uchiha crybaby who pissed his pants, Kakashi rebukes. Obito would be an excellent shinobi if he could get over his fears. He has skills, but he needs to learn how to execute them properly. Fugu mused, thinking of his nephew. Well, I got something in my eyes, so tears started coming out, Obito defends. Do you know the 25th shinobi rule? Kakashi asks. It states, a shinobi must never show his tears, Kakashi reminded. Hey, you two should stop this, Rin intervenes. Take it easy now, you two, Minato chastises, gaining the trio's attention. Kakashi, it's true that rules and regulations are there to be followed, but that's not all there is to it. I've told you before. There are also times where you have to cope with the situation, Minato warns. You see? Obito adds. Obito, you too, Minato calls, gaining his attention. You're wearing goggles, so there's no way something may be gotten into your eyes. If you don't control your mouth, then your mind will become just as weak. And one more thing, Kakashi, you shouldn't use that jutsu again. It's true that you have the destructive force and speed needed for it, but when you're moving too fast, it's near impossible for you to see the enemy counter your attack. Therefore, it's an incomplete jutsu, Minato warns. Great guess, it's back to the drawing board, Kakashi inwardly sighs. Before we leave, I'll say this once again. The most important thing for a shinobi is teamwork, Minato says, and the three look down in shame for not working together. Later that night. Sensei, Obito calls. What is it? Minato answers, keeping his voice low as to not wake up Kakashi and Rin. I know that teamwork is an important thing, but Kakashi's always calling me a lazy idiot. Even thought I'm called an elite for being born into the Uchiha clan. I'm a loser. I acknowledge that Kakashi's an amazing person, but Obito trails off. Obito blushes and looks away from the smirking Kakashi. Stupid video invasion of privacy, Obito muttered, causing Rin to chuckle and the others to smile. Obito, you're not a loser, you have skill, you just need to get over the fear of facing another opponent. Fugaku encouraged, making Mikado smile and Obito look at him in shock. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Minato hums and thought before speaking. Kakashi is the son of the genius ninja Hatake Sakumo-san, who was feared as the Konoha White Fang. In front of his father's name, even the title of legendary Sannin pales in comparison. Since he spent his childhood with such a genius, he might look at you guys and consider you unsatisfactory, Minato explains. The White Fang, Obito echoes. Come to think of it, I've heard of him before. He was a hero who dies protecting the village. Kakashi never brought him up before, Obito says. Sensei, Kakashi almost whined. Sorry, but I think they do have a right to know they're your teammates, after all. Kakashi pouted under his mask but didn't argue any further, not like he could do anything about it now. He was a magnificent person who was respected by everyone in the village, especially Kakashi. Until that incident occurred. Incident? Obito questions, confused. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this so freely, but since you're on the same team as Kakashi, I want you to know. What happened? Kakashi's father had been disgraced before he committed suicide. Obito's widened in shock. Both Rin and Obito turned to Kakashi in shock before looking back at the screen. 5 years ago, he was the captain of a top-secret mission to infiltrate an enemy territory, and he had to choose between two options. The success of the mission, or the life of his comrades. Of course, if he followed the rules of the village, he couldn't abort the mission, but to save the lives of his comrade, he abandoned the mission. However, because of that, the Fire Country suffered great losses, and his comrades in the village blamed him. In the end, even the comrades he saved slandered him. Because of that, his mind and body became weak, and Tsukumo-san took his own from that point forward. Kakashi never opened his mouth about his father, and he started to insist that the rules be followed above all else. Obito, even if only a little, tried to understand him. Don't bear a grudge against him. The next morning. It should heal fine, but don't strain it too much, or the wound will open up. Rin warns while wrapping up Kakashi's wound. Yeah. Let's head out. Minato orders. Yes, sir. From here on out, we'll split into 2 groups. Everyone do your best. It was only by chance that the enemy from yesterday was scouting by himself. From now on, there'll be team battles. Be careful. So let's get going, Captain. Obito says, a blush on his cheeks, shocking everyone. Minato smiles at his effort. Good job, Obito, I'm proud of you. Minato praises while ruffling the blushing Uchiha hair. Right, let's go. Minato orders. Yes, sir. The 3 of them start making their way to the bridge. They are currently walking across a stream, keeping their guard up. Hey, Iwa Nin says. Mahira hasn't returned yet since he went to scout, but it's not like he could have been beaten by those brats. Oh no. Minato groans. So it begins. And the 3 kids tense while they watch in anticipation of the oncoming battle. Kushina bit her bottom lip and tightened her grip on Minato's hand. He glanced at her, and her eyes said it all. I have a bad feeling about this. Obito, please be careful. Mikito thought, thinking over all the warning the sage gave to him earlier. I'll go ask them. His teammate responded. Ninpu mai seigakure. Kakashi stops when he smells the enemy. Obito uses the fireball jutsu to burn all the bamboo shoots heading their way. The enemy Nin appears and Kakashi engages the enemy, while the other Nin grabs Rin. Her scream alerts Kakashi and Obito, who stops fighting the enemy. Shit. The 3 men of Team 7 curses under their breath, while Kushina tries to comfort Minato. I'll hold on to this one, the Nin says, carrying the unconscious Rin. Obito growls while Kakashi yells for them to wait when he sees they're about to leave, but it's pointless and they disappeared in a poof of smoke. Damn it! Obito curses and charges after them. Obito, don't go after them, Kakashi orders. What? Obito demands, turning around to face Kakashi. Do you even realize what you're saying? Yeah, the 2 of us will continue the mission, Kakashi says, despite what he really wants to do. Damn it, this is the last situation I wanted to be put in, he thought. But Rin, what about Rin? Obito demands. Rin comes later. The enemy wants to know our aim. They won't kill her right away. Luckily, on top of that, Rin is a medical ninja. Even as a prisoner, she should be treated well, as long as she provides medical treatment to the enemy. More importantly, the problem is the enemy discovering our aim. If that information leaks, they'll immediately make preparations to guard the bridge. If that happens, then mission will become too difficult. Obito and Rin watch silently because after hearing about Kakashi's father, they understand why Kakashi is reluctant to go save Rin. Meanwhile, Kakashi is burying his head in his palm, still not sure what he should do in this situation. What you're saying doesn't take Rin's safety into account, Obito argues. What would happen if those guys just now were simply some stupid underlings? Right now, rather than the mission, rescuing Rin takes priority. As shinobi, even if you have to sacrifice your comrades, accomplishing the mission is essential. That is the rule. If this mission fails, the war will be prolonged, and many more sacrifices may occur. That's only speculation. Could you really throw away a comrade who went through life and death with you so easily? Obito questions, outraged. Whenever you and I were injured, Rin would always save us with her medical ninjutsu, he reminds. If it weren't for her, we'd have been dead long ago. That was Rin's duty, Kakashi states, his eyes shadowed. Obito sucker punches him in the face, causing him to fly backwards and hit the ground. I hate you, after all, Obito yells. I don't care if you hate me. I'm the captain. You must obey my instructions. Not matter what the situation is, the squad is scattered, the decisions are made by one person. That's why the rule that squad members must follow the instruction of their captain exists. Obito, you don't have any power, and that's why I'm the squad's captain. He's interrupted when Obito grabs him by the shirt. So then, why do you refuse to save Rin? Only you have the power to save our comrade, right? Obito demands. If you let your emotions run free and fail an important mission, That's why the rule was made that shinobi should suppress their emotions. You should understand. Kakashi said, his face blank but his eyes conveying his conflicting emotions. The adults watched on, not saying anything because they know it's hard abandoning a comrade, but they also know this mission could end the war. Rin gave you a medical pack because she was concerned about you. She sewed a charm into it. Medical packs and medical ninjutsu are Konoha's brilliant system to increase the success rate of missions. But like I said yesterday, if you accept unnecessary things, it'll just become useless luggage. Unnecessary things? Obito repeats and Kakashi nods his head. It's necessary for a shinobi to act as a tool to complete the mission. Things like emotions are unnecessary. Are you really serious? Obito asks, unable to comprehend Kakashi's way of thinking. Is that how you really feel? Kakashi's eyes are filled with sadness, and he looks away, not able to look Obito in the eyes. He remembers his father, and what happened to him. He hardens his resolve and looks back at Obito. Yeah, that's right. That's it. You and I were like water and oil from the beginning. I'm going to rescue Rin. You don't understand anything, Kakashi yells. What will happen to those who break the rules? Obito stops in his tracks, but doesn't turn to look at Kakashi. I believe that the white fan was a true hero, Obito states, causing Kakashi's eyes to widen and gust of wind blows past them. Kakashi looks at Obito in shock and then to the screen. It's true that in the ninja world, those who break the rules and regulations are regarded as trash. But those who don't care about their friends are even worse than trash, Obito states, giving Kakashi a quick glance. If I'm that kind of trash, then I'll break the rules. If that's not what a true shinobi is, he says before walking off again, then I'll crush that idea of a shinobi. Kakashi watches him leave before slowly turning his back to him, and the two go their separate ways. The older shinobi don't say anything, know that Kakashi was right, that this mission is important, but at the same time everyone understands how Obito feels about the situation. Chapter 2, Friends. You guys ready for the next episode? Kushina asked after a few minutes of silence. Yeah, we need to know what happens next, Minato says, when his students stay quiet and the Seinen leave the decision up to him. Episode 2, Kakashi Chronicles, A Boy's Life on the Battlefield Part 2. The scene opened up at the borders of the Land of Fire and the Land of Earth. Rocks were flying everywhere due to the explosions, and the few remaining Konoha shinobi still alive were doing their best to keep the stone ninja at bay. Luckily, Minato suddenly appeared on the battlefield. He quickly landed in the trench with the remaining Konoha shinobi. So, you're finally here? One of the ninjas said, looking up at him with relief. What's the status? Minato asked, a serious look in his dark blue eyes. There's about 50 enemies. On the other hand, we're down to 4 men. The shinobi explained, looking at all his fallen comrades. Well, the future doesn't seem too bright, does it? Jiraiya says, sending a knowing smile at his former student. We'll see. Minato returns his smile with his own. Just a little more now, and we can end this. The stone ninja yelled in encouragement. Let's do this in one sweep. How over my dead body? Minato retorts. Humph, if you die here, I'll kill you myself. Kushina threatens lightly. Everyone, please throw these kunai at the enemy's side concurrently, Minato ordered. Afterwards, I'll take care of this by myself. No matter what, that's just insane, one of the remaining shinobi commented while observing the strangely shaped kunai. Kushina smirks. I've seen worse. Shut up and do as he says. The first shinobi Minato spoke with demanded, causing the other shinobi to look up at him. We'll be able to see Konoha's yellow flash in action now. Don't blink, even for a second, he advised, as he looked up to see Minato weaving hand signs. The scene then changed to a dense dark forest. Kakashi just landed on one of the enormous trees, and winced in pain from the wound on his arm and grabbed it in a futile attempt to lessen the pain. You need to take it easy or your injury will open up, Rin says. He let go a look at the ground in sadness before remembering Rin's smiling face. It should heal fine, but don't strain it too much, or the wound will open up, he remembered her saying. He continued contemplating on what he should do, while it's obvious by his conflicted expressions that he wants to save Rin, but he also knows that failing this mission would lose any of Konoha's chance at winning this war. True, it's a tough decision, always has been, always will be, Tsunade says with a grim expression on her face. He then thought back to what Obito was saying. Whenever you and I were injured, Rin would always save us with her medical ninjutsu. If it weren't for her, we'd have been dead long ago. Right now, rather than the mission, rescuing Rin takes priority, Obito yelled. He then remembered what Minato told him countless of times. Kakashi, it's true that rules and regulations are there to be followed, but that's not all there is to it. I've told you before. There are also times where you have to cope with the situation. He then remembered his father, and what Obito said about him. I believe that the white fan was a true hero. It's true that in the ninja world, Those who break the rules and regulations are called trash. But those who don't care about their friends are even worse than trash. Kakashi finally snapped out of thoughts and looked away, bangs shadowing his eyes. The scene then changed to where Obito was crouching on a branch just in front of a cave. I found them, he thought. Calm down, he ordered, mentally preparing himself. I can do this, he encouraged, slapping his chest a little. Idiot, Kakashi mumbled. Little did he know that the sound carried into the cave and was heard by the stone ninja. Ops, Obito said, smiling sheepishly. It's fine in this case, at least you'll be able to take them out one at a time. Kakashi responded, earning a surprised look from Obito and a smile from Rin and Minato. I'll go clean up, the larger one said. Continue with the genjutsu, and keep trying to get information from her in the meantime. Hidden camouflage jutsu, he said before disappearing. Meanwhile, the smaller stone ninja turned his attention back to the Rin. She was tied up and her form was slumped over due to the genjutsu that was cased on her. Obito growled at seeing this while Kakashi and Minato glared. Rin smiled, seeing how overprotective her team was of her. Obito was still observing the cave entrance with a kunai in hand, deciding what the best course of action should be. Okay, let's go, he whispered. Go where? The larger stone ninja asked from behind him, causing Obito's eyes to widen in shock. He quickly turned around, but froze when the ninja moved to attack him. The next thing that was shown was blood gushing out from a cut. Everyone's eyes widened in worry when they saw the blood, still unsure if it was Obito's or not because of the camera angle. Obito was shocked to see Kakashi arrive just in time to cut down the shinobi. Kakashi looked up on the shocked stone ninja in fierce determination. Kakashi! He stuttered out, shocked and relieved at the same time. Why did you? Well, I couldn't leave this to a lonely crybaby ninja, right? Kakashi interrupted, glancing back at him. Kakashi. That silver hair, and that blade with the white chakra light, the stone ninja observed, already back on his feet, a large gash on his chest, his face clearly one filled with disbelief and shock. Could you bait a white fan of Konoha? He asked, sweating in fear. Is he an idiot? Kushina asked with a look of disbelief. After all, there were rumors of the white fang far before Kakashi even became a ninja. Yes, came everyone else's answers. Kakashi brought the blade in front of him and looked at the shinobi with narrowed eyes. This is a memento of my father, Kakashi answered, and Obito's eyes widened in realization, as he remembered Kakashi once said, what a shinobi needs is tools useful for the mission. Emotions are not useful. Obito then glanced at Kakashi. Kakashi, you? I see, you're the white fang's brat, the shinobi said, regaining his confidence. Then I have nothing to fear, he stated with a smirk. He formed a hand sign and seemingly disappeared. Kakashi tried to sniff, but, as I thought, his scent has completely vanished, Kakashi informed. I can only tell the enemy's position by feeling faint air flows, or by sounds. Where is he? Obito mumbled, studying his surroundings. Kakashi immediately sensed the ninja appear behind Obito. Obito, behind you, he warned, going in to defend Obito. The ninja quickly slashed Kakashi's eye, the blood immediately gushing out, causing him to fall back in pain, clutching his eye. Kakashi! Rin and Obito yelled. Minato clenched his jaw watching this as Kushina tightened her grip on his arm. My! He got out through clenched teeth, trying to suppress a cry of pain. Kakashi! Obito called, when Kakashi hit the ground writhing in pain. Hey, Kakashi! Are you alright? Obito called out in concern, helping up. Up in the trees above them, the stone ninja was still observing them. Even if my opponents are just kids, I should still be cautious. I'll take my time. Kakashi was still trembling, while covering his eyes, but he was no longer groaning in pain. Our opponent is skilled, he thought. He rid himself of the kunai with the scent of my blood on it flawlessly. Obito was still clearly worried about his teammate if the tears in his eyes were any indication. Don't tell me you've gotten something in your eyes again, Kakashi said, removing his hand from his eye, revealing deep cut running down his now permanently blinded eye, that will surely leave a scar. Shinobi, don't cry, he quoted. I'm not dead just yet. Obito wiped his eyes clear, while listening to Kakashi. Don't lower your guard. You're wearing goggles, so there's no way something may have gotten into your eyes. If you don't control your mouth, then your mind will become just as weak. He remembered Minato tell him. I've always just been as idiot who gets saved by other. Obito thought. I'm just a big-mouth dropout. But now he then thought about what he told Kakashi about his father. I'll prove that those weren't just empty words. He continued, standing up, determination in his eyes. Fugaku smirked, feeling pride for his nephew. He might just unlock his Sharingan here. The enemy started to quickly approach the two. Die, the ninja thought as he brought down the kunai, only for Obito to quickly turn around and stab him in the chest. His eyes a crimson red with two spinning black tomes. Obito Rin muttered in shock. You did it, nice job. Minato praises, though he could rid himself of this nagging feeling that something worse is about to happen. Congratulations, Obito. Mikoto smiled and Fugaku sent him a nod, making Obito smile proudly. How? The man stuttered as his body came into view. There's no way you could have seen me. Kakashi watched unimpressed. Obito, you. He started, but his words died in his throat. What's with those eyes? Then man asked, staring into Obito's Sharingan before promptly dying. From here on out, I'll protect my friends, vowed Obito. Obito, your eyes. Yeah, looks like this is the Sharingan, Obito stated, looking at his hands. I can see the movements and flow of chakra. Kakashi winced in pain and let his head fall into the palm of his hand. Are you alright, Kakashi? Obito frantically asked, as he looked for something in his weapons pouch. He's not, he needs to be treated immediately. Rin fretted, making her boys chuckle. She always get like this when they're hurt. Yeah, but it looks like my left eye is done for, Kakashi answered, pulling out the present Rin gave him. I still have this from Rin. After some emergency treatment to my eye, we can hurry and save Rin. Yeah, Obito responded, his determined eyes, his Sharingan making him look more dangerous. Meanwhile, inside the cave, this smaller rock ninja is currently crouched down in front of Rin. He grabbed her hair, forcing her head up to look at her face. Her eyes were unfocused and glazed over. You're an unexpectedly stubborn little girl, he was saying when Kakashi and Obito appeared inside the cave. I'm not telling you anything. You're wasting your time, she declared with arms crossed over her chest. Minato was furious, sure any teacher would at seeing their students in this condition, but he couldn't help but feel extremely proud as well. He turned to them with a bored expression and let out a sigh. You can't count on anyone these days, he said before standing up to face them. Obito looked at Rin and observed her chakra flow was going wild. She's probably under a genjutsu, Kakashi responded. It's probably so they can draw information from her quickly. Looks like you're not just some typical brats, the shinobi smirked. Obito and Kakashi fell into defensive stances before Kakashi said, last time I fought him, he was very fast. Be careful. Right. With that, the ninja raced at them and they charged as well, and the battle commenced. Obito and Kakashi displaying excellent teamwork as they fought, and Kakashi dealt the final blow after Obito distracted him and blocked his arms. The two then made their way over to Rin, releasing her from the genjutsu and untying her. Kakashi! Obito! She exclaimed as soon as she was released from the jutsu. We've come to save you, Rin! You're safe now, Obito said. The three stood up and was about to leave when a voice spoke up. I see. That was a nice combination, but you were just some typical brats, after all, the smaller stone ninja said, getting up. I have you just where I want you now, he said, forming hand signs calling out, Earth style, stone lodging collapse, and he escaped as the cave started collapsing. No! You have to get out of there, Mikoto yelled in concern. Carp! Run towards the exit, Kakashi yelled in alarm. The three immediately took off, dodging the falling racks and boulders. But then a rock hit Kakashi's wounded eye, causing him to collapse and lose conscious. No! Minato worried, grabbing onto Kushina as she hugged him. Kakashi! Rin and Obito yelled again. Is this it? Kakashi thought. Kakashi! Rin called and Obito ran back to get him, tossing him over to safety alongside Rin. He looked up to see it was too late for him now, and his eyes widened in fear as a large boulder was about to land on top of him. No! Everyone in Team 7, except for Obito, and the two Uchihas yelled with wide glassy eyes. Outside the cave you could see the dust escape the cave, and here I finally had some information sources. I guess I didn't have much of a choice, the ninja said with a smirk. I'll kill him, I swear I'll kill him, Minato growled. Inside the cave the dust was clearing up and we could make out the forms of Kakashi and Rin, who were slowly waking up. Are you okay, Rin? Kakashi? Obito asked from where he lay on the ground, but his voice sounded so lifeless and dead. Everyone except for Obito clenched their teeth as they watched this, especially those from Team 7 who were holding back tears. They both turned to look at him, and their eyes widened in shock. Half of Obito's body was currently being crushed from under a large boulder. But after seeing this, they couldn't hold the tears back anymore. Rin grabbed onto Obito's shaking form and wrapped her arms securely around him to make sure he won't disappear. Obito! Kakashi called. Rin gasped, and due to her knowledge in medical ninjutsu she knew there was nothing anyone could do for her teammate. Kakashi got up and tried desperately to move the boulder. It's not going to work, they thought bitterly. Stop, it's alright, Kakashi, Obito said as blood poured from his mouth. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it. My right side has been completely crushed, he said as he watched Kakashi try to help him. I can even feel it. Kakashi finally stopped panting heavily. Damn it! He cursed, clenching his fists. There's no way. Why? Rin said, putting a hand over her mouth as tears fell from her eyes. Obito coughed out a lot of blood, causing Rin to call out his name in worry before remembering there is nothing she can do. Damn it! Kakashi cursed again, pounding the ground. Damn it! If I had just listened to you from the start, and we left to go save Rin, this never would have happened to you. What kind of captain and jounin am I? The adults watched on in sympathy, knowing even if they left at the same time, the odds are the outcome would still be the same. Obito smiled and said, That's right. I almost forgot. I was the only one who didn't give you a present for becoming a jounin, Kakashi. He said, twitching his fingers and moving his hand. Kakashi looked at him with wide eyes. You idiot, I don't care about that. Kakashi thought as he cried silent tears. I couldn't figure out what to get you, and I just thought of something. Don't worry, it's not gonna be some useless luggage. I'll give to you this Sharingan of mine. Kakashi's eye widened, and Rin quickly wiped the tears from her face, and prepared to do the procedure. Nicely done, Rin. Tsunade inwardly smiles. Regardless of what the village may think of you, you really are a great jounin. That is what I truly believe. Obito said, smile never leaving his face. Please accept this. Rin, use your medical ninjutsu to take out my Sharingan, and transplant it into Kakashi's left eye. What? Kakashi whispers, shocked. Just accept it, Kakashi. Fugaku said. Besides, it hasn't happened yet, and it never will. Makoto added. That's right, Obito will come back from this mission alive. Minato promised. She nodded and ordered Kakashi to come closer so she could start the procedure. Kakashi still didn't move and trembled as he looked down at the ground with a sad eye. I'm going to die, he started. Everyone flinched at this and looked at Obito. Rin is still hugging him and Minato grabbed his hand. But I will become your eye in order to see the future. Kakashi finally gave in and stared at him in determination. Meanwhile, outside the cave, the shinobi was sitting there drinking water. Kakashi then burst through the rocks, surprising him and jumping on top of the pile of rubble. Still alive? You're a stubborn one. Damn right, you rotten bastard. There was a close-up on Kakashi's face. His eyes were closed, his left eye leaked tears while his right eye remained dry. But in the end, you're still just a kid. Why is the shinobi crying? Come on, you crybaby. It's time to end this. Again there was a close-up on Kakashi's eyes. First we saw his determined storm gray eyes, and then Obito's crimson-red Sharingan eyes, still crying. Wow, it really is like a movie, huh? These are some really good camera shots. Obito compliments Ai in an attempt to alleviate the tension. The ninja finally realized there was something different about Kakashi and was on guard. Kakashi stared down at him with controlled rage in his eyes. That damn kid. He's different than he was before. Rin was currently sitting next to Obito, holding his hand in support. Kakashi, protect Rin? Obito requested. Yeah. He agreed, pulling out his father's Tanato and springing into action. The minute the weapons clashes, the Tanato shattered. Kakashi narrowed his eyes at his opponent and created a dent where he landed on the ground. He started forming hand sands and created the Chidori, killing his opponent and making his way back to his teammates. Because of the Sharingan, he is now able to use the technique without any drawbacks. Minato muses. Rin tensed from her spot when she heard footsteps approach. Obito squeezed her hand in response. Don't be scared, Rin. He reassured, and Kakashi appeared. Kakashi, Rin, hurry up and get Rin out of this place. He demanded, his voice losing strength. The enemy's reinforcements are coming. Obito, Rin whispered, and he pulled his hand out of her grasp. She went to grab it again but stopped when Obito spoke. It's alright, so go. This will not happen again. We'll prevent it from happening this time. Minato said, his voice firm. Rin! Kakashi called for her, lowering his hand down the hole he made so she could grab it. By then the enemy nin showed up, and made the remnants of the cave collapse in on itself with an earth-style jutsu. Rin, come on! Take my hand! Kakashi yelled down to her. Rin! Obito yelled. She looked conflicted. She really didn't want to leave Obito to die alone, but grabbed Kakashi's hand anyway. Obito! The both called out with the cave starting collapsing again, completely burying Obito under the rocks. Just when me and Kakashi were becoming friends, Obito thought, picturing Kakashi, as the rocks crushed him. And I couldn't bring myself to confess to Rin. He continued, picturing Rin. Okay, I agree with Kakashi, this is an invasion of privacy. Obito complains, his face a brilliant shade of red as he looks away from Rin, who smiles at him. I wish I had more time with everyone. Obito! Kakashi yelled before quickly grabbing Rin and backing away from the crumbling rocks. They both made it to a tree branch and Kakashi was quickly trying to catch his breath. Rin gasped when she realized that they were completely surrounded by countless stone shinobi. Why the hell haven't I shown up yet? Minato thinks, jaw clenched. Damn it! Kakashi cursed, glared fiercely at those in front of him, forming the Chidori. Obito, this is the jutsu that I was able to perfect with your help. Given the situation, you're still going to fight? A stone ninja taunted. It's no wonder that you were able to get so far into enemy lands undetected with such determination. Kakashi pulled out one of Minato's marked kunai and held it out in front of Rin. Rin, I'll hold them off, so hurry up and escape. Kakashi ordered. But she was about to protest. I swore to Obito that I would protect you. I will protect you, even if it costs me my life, he announced. Kakashi. Rin whispered, shocked by his words. Rin, Obito cared for you. He loved you, and you meant the world to him. That's why he laid down his life to save you, Kakashi informed her. Her bottom lip trembled, and a tear fell. Thanks, Kakashi, really? His voice dripping with sarcasm, as he hid his face behind his hand trying to avoid Rin's now blushing face. Sorry, I didn't know we'd be watching this, a day prior. He shoots back. Then, Kakashi, I think you should know how I feel about. She began adopting a pained expression when Kakashi interrupted her. Two was once trash that just abandoned you. Go Rin. He ordered, and then everything went dark. What happened? Minato demanded. Was he knocked unconscious? Tsunade pondered. The screen came back and we saw an unconscious Kakashi. Am I dead? He thought before slowly opening his eyes to see a dark starry sky above him. This place is? Looks like you're awake now, Minato noted. Everyone let out a breath they didn't know they were holding. Sensei, how? Kakashi asked, and Minato pulled out his special kunai. The jutsu inscription on this kunai acts as a beacon for my space-time ninjutsu. Southemami? I took them out, Minato answered. Rin. What happened to Rin? Kakashi asked, panicked, and Minato pointed to her standing in the grass field looking up at the sky. I'm sorry, but I failed to make it in time, Kakashi. Rin told me what happened. Minato apologized. The next day they blew up the Kanabi Bridge, completing the mission. The Third Great Ninja War, with the deaths of many nameless shinobi, the war had finally ended, the narrator announced. And with its end, great legends emerged. Stories of heroes that would be heard throughout generations. The Battle of the Kanabi Bridge. That day gave birth to two heroes in Konoha, each possessing his own Sharingan. The voice said, zooming in on Kakashi and then to a pair of orange-tinted goggles and a bouquet of flowers in front of the memorial stone. One with his name engraved on the memorial stone, and the other now known as Kakashi of the Sharingan. With time, stories of his bravery spread beyond all boundaries. Episode 3, I'm in Hell. And the worry's back again, Obito said, shoulders slumping. Am I dead? Obito thinks, as he forces his eyes open only to see the blurry vision of an old man with the Sharingan. What? Obito said in shock. That's not possible, Tsunade said, eyes wide. Well, either we'll see what it's like in the afterlife or Kushina drifted off. I'm still alive? He whispered in awe, but how? As the screen becomes clearer they see Obito's whole right side, covered head to toe in bandages. The only thing to identify him is his Sharingan. He lets out a gasp when his vision clears and he can see the old man staring at him with a strange look in his eyes. Rin bit her lip when seeing the man. I have a bad feeling, she thought, pulling her knees to her chest. You okay, Rin? What's wrong? Obito asked, glancing over. Nothing, she mumbled, getting a curious look from Minato. Where am I? He asks as he takes stock of his surroundings. He is currently on a bed. The only thing covering him up are the bandages and the bed sheets, and he's alone with some Sharingan-wielding stranger in a dark room? In between this life and the next, young Uchiha, the man answers. Those eyes. No way, Gramps, you're an Uchiha too? Obito asks. Well, perhaps. The man answers ambiguously. He rescued me? Obito guessed. But wait. He looks really familiar, Tsunade mumbled. Jiraiya, do you recognize him? Yeah, I think we know him from somewhere, I just can't quite place it. Everyone turned to the two older Uchiha as they let out simultaneous gasps. Their eyes widened as they started at the screen. I'm impossible, Mikoto stuttered out. What? Who is it? Kushina asked. Madara Uchiha, Fugaku tentatively answered. What? You said we're between this life and the next, but where are we? It's dark and I can't see so well. Anyways, who are you, Gramps? Obito asks. Heh, don't tell me you're Death. Obito joked, the guy who escorts people to heaven or hell. Obito drifts to a stop as he notices the death side the man is carrying and lets out a gasp. No! He screams, sitting up. I don't want to die yet. Help! I just saw a scythe or something. Obito continues to panic, ignoring the irritation building in the old man across from him that is quickly approaching an explosion. The people watching couldn't help but chuckle at this, with the exception of Rin, who was still hugging her knees, and Obito, for obvious reasons. Hey, it's not funny. This guy looks creepy as hell and I can't defend myself at all. Obito defended. Right, sorry. Minato said, sobering up. Your death for sure. One especially for the Uchiha weight. I lived my life under a creed of helping elderly people in need. Sure, I caused a lot of mischief and broke a lot of rules, but I'm sure my scales tips on the positive side. Obito is panicking. Please don't take me to hell. Don't worry, Obito, I don't think you'd be sent to hell. Kushina reassured him with amusement. His panic attack is cut short as a surge of pain coursed through his body. The fact that you feel pain means you're still alive. The old man finally speaks, causing Obito narrow his eyes at him. However, it's a miracle that you survived. I'm amazed you weren't completely crushed under those boulders. It's almost as if you passed right through them. What does he mean? Rin asked. I don't know. Obito answers. Where did you find me? Obito asked with a worried expression. In an underground passageway I had created collapsed next to crumbled rock. Unconscious. Half your body had been crushed. I patched you up as best I could. Both your legs are fine along with your left arm, but I had to fix your right arm. It'll heal in a few months, but until then. So you saved me, Gramps. Thank you? Obito thanked grateful. It's too soon to thank me, the man said. I expect you to repay your debt to me. After all, helping the elderly is your motto, right? Rin started trembling as the strange look in the man's eyes intensified. Rin? Kakashi asked. It's nothing, I'm sure it can't be. What do you mean? Minato asked, growing concerned. Why is she acting like this? What is she afraid of? Well, yeah? So what do you want me to do? Obito asked in exasperation. The old man stares at him for several seconds. Help you with bathroom stuff? Obito's supplies thoroughly creeped out from all the staring. Oh no, nothing like that. After all, you won't be moving for a while if at all. The man replied, bringing his chair right next to Obito's bed. Sorry, but I can't stay here forever. Now that I'm awake, I'm going back home to the Hidden Leaf Village. There's a war going on. My Sharingan's finally awakened, so now I'll be able to protect my comrades even better. Obito says, thinking about Kakashi and Rin. Protect your comrades better, eh? What is it? Obito is irritated. With that body, your life as a shinobi is over. The man stated bluntly. He's right. Tsunade and Rin agreed simultaneously. No, no, no! Obito defied. I finally got this eye. I'm confident my attack combinations will be better now. He argues, he was so much better in that battle with the stone ninja once his Sharingan activated. Silence! The man demands, and Obito reluctantly obeys him, feeling his strength leave him. He falls back into the bed, fighting to keep his eyes open. The man scans over Obito, his eyes roaming over his naked bandaged body. The white thin sheets resting at his small thin hips, his breathing coming out in long deep breaths. Obito. The man said gently, causing Obito's eyes to widen. Noticing Rin's quiet trembling, Minato put a hand on her shoulder. Her flinch and whimper instantly worried him. What's wrong? That man, he has that look in his eyes, she stuttered, confusing everyone with her vague reply. How did he know my name? Obito, this is how you're going to thank me for saving your life, he says, bringing a pale hand up to Obito's soft cheek, making the injured boy freeze, body tense. Oh God! Mikoto gasped, putting a hand over her mouth. Obito, sweetie, come here. She beckoned gently. With a shrug, Obito cooperated, still not understanding what was happening. What is it? Sit on my lap. That's really not necessary, he claimed, somewhat flustered by the unusual request. Obito, Fugaku started, come sit on my lap, he ordered, knowing what was about to happen next would be painful to watch. Obito sighed and obeyed reluctantly. I'm sorry. It's alright, don't worry about it. What is it you want from me again? He asks with an uncharacteristically uncertain voice, as the man caresses his cheek, causing Obito's muscles to strain as they attempted to tense more than his broken body would allow. Oh God! Rin whimpered. Rin? Obito was still confused. I can't watch this, she cried, burying her head into her knees. What do you mean? Obito asked, but she refused to answer him. Minato. I think I know what's going to happen, Kushina said with teary eyes, watching the old man close in on Obito. Minato paused before his eyes widened and Oh God! No way! Tsunade exclaimed, hand over her mouth. Wait! Rin, how did you know this was coming? Did this happen to you before? Rin's strong reaction definitely worried her. Rin didn't bother to lift her head. What I want is, the man began, trailing his hand down from Obito's cheek to his chest. Obito's eyes widen at the action. No. Your body. The man finishes and activates his Mangekyo Sharingan, capturing Obito in his Tsukuyumi. What just happened? His eyes changed. Minato exclaimed. I've only ever seen it a few times, but that's the Manjikyu Sharingan, an advanced form of the regular Sharingan, can only be activated by taking the life of someone precious to you. That's horrible. But the price of using it is high, Mikito adds. Overusing those eyes causes blindness. That's cruel, Madara. Materializing from the wall, a white humanoid thing smiled. Zetsu. Well, it's not a lie, I do want his body. Madara says, just not in the way he thinks. Considering the length of this conversation, how long do you think he'll be in there? 5 months. I'll be doing this every day. By the time I put my plan into action, he paused to let out a chuckle. He'll be broken beyond repair. He won't be able to tell what's real and what's not. He'll be putty in my hands. So this genjutsu has a different perception of time. Jiraiya prompts. Yes, it's said that 1 second in the real world is an entire day inside the jutsu. No, and no. Oh hell and no. Obito mentally panics. So what's about to happen? Obito gulps, finally coming to the realization that it's not real. It's not real, right? His fingers clutching on to his uncle's vest. Right, but like all genjutsu, it will feel real. Minato explains. Could he dispel it? Kushina asked, worrying her lower lip. No, this genjutsu is too strong. Mikoto asked. And it'll last so long, you wouldn't even realize you were caught in the genjutsu. Like Madara, said Obito won't be able to tell the difference between reality and the Tsukuyumi. Torture scene. What? His voice sounds weak and small. I think it's only fair, after all I did save this body of yours. The man continues, fingers tracing Obito's exposed stomach. And I really am grateful for that, but I... Silence, the man demanded. You really have no say in the matter anyway, you can't move. Your body now belongs to me. Damn it. What was the point of training when I can't use it to get me out of this? What does that mean? I'm stuck. That I should just give up. I'm completely at his mercy. Obito ranted, unable to hold back tears. Fugaki gently pulls him to his chest and turned the boy's head away from the screen. Leaning over to his distraught student, Minato whispered, I'm sorry, but I swear to you I will not let this happen. Trying to calm him down. Please stop. Please. Obito pleaded as the man climbed on top of him. Save your breath, you'll need it later. The man chuckled into Obito's ear, making him shiver. His hands trailing all over Obito's small pale chest. Over his down, his abs over to his hip, where he took the time to massage them with his hands. Obito whimpered at his touch. Please. Don't do this. He begged, attempting to writhe out of the man's grasp. You're an Uchiha too, right? We're family, aren't we? Please stop. He sobbed and the man laughed. Fugaki tightened his hold on Obito as he cried and trembled in his arms. He watched with his jaw clenched, trying to contain his anger, while Kakashi was trying to console the distraught Rin, though it looked like he was crying as well. Why don't we put that voice to good use, shall we? He suggests as he pulls down the sheets that protected the last of Obito's privacy. No, he whimpered. Stop. His pleas were ignored as the man grabbed him and gave a squeeze, causing Obito to scream in pain and sheer terror. The room flinched at the sound. By now everyone had turned away from the screen, refusing to look at the events taking place. All right, you're not a bad screamer. Madara taunted as the room dissolved, leaving them in a grassy plain under a red sky. Obito was strapped onto a cross. What are you doing? What is this? Obito demanded, still trembling from his ordeal. A nine-tailed whip manifested inside of Madara's grasp. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. He sneers, licking his lips as he cracks down the whip onto Obito's chest, each tail biting into the Chunin's skin and leaving painful welts and splitting skin. Obito bit down the scream that threatened to leave his throat as Madara continued. End torture. 1 month later. Kushina paused the T.V to give Minato's team time to calm down. Rin and Kakashi recovered first, but Obito took more time, for good reason of course, and no one could blame him. After a while he ran out of tears, though his shaking body wouldn't stop just yet. I'm sorry. I'm okay now. You can continue. Obito whispered to his uncle. Obito, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. He whispered back. Fugaki kept him in his lap while Kushina played the video. The screen returned and the first thing they saw was a rush of trees before a forward view of Kakashi running through the trees came into view. Almost home. He thinks. Looks like you're coming back from a mission. Rin observed quietly. Yeah. He responded. There was still a subdued silence in the air. Hopefully something entertaining would happen soon to take their minds off of Obito's devastating situation. Kakashi's eyes widened in fear as he dropped to the ground and quickly scanned the areas, ready for a fight. What the hell scared you? Obito said in shock, acting somewhat like his normal self, to the relief of those in the room. I don't know, he replied, worried. What is this? This presence, it's death like Orochimaru's, he thought. You're afraid of Orochimaru? Jiraiya asked in amusement. No. Why would I be? Kakashi replied. Flashback 3 weeks ago. The scene opens up to Kakashi by the memorial stone, running his hand over Obito's name. He turns as he detects footsteps approaching, to lay his eye on Orochimaru. Lord Orochimaru? Kakashi stated in awe. Guess we're about to find out. Tsunade assumes. Kakashi, he greeted with his creepy smile. Minato's brat, huh? The rumored prodigy. How I'd love to use that body of his for my test. Kakashi shivered in his seat. If he dares lay one hand on you, I'll kill him. Minato threatened, his voice dangerously low. I won't let any of you get touched like that again, against your will, of course, he thought. The look on Minato's face would surely be worth it if he finds another of his students missing. What did you do to piss him off? Jiraiya asked. Nothing, I think. He was unsure. What are you doing here? Kakashi is completely oblivious to the snake Sannin's thoughts. That look in his eyes, he wants something from you, Kakashi. Be careful, Rin said. I wanted to see you. I heard you received something great, he answered, walking towards Kakashi. Huh? Confusion clear in his eye as he tilts his head cutely to the side, causing Orochimaru to chuckle as he bent down in front of him. Kakashi, you're so cute. Tsunade and Kushina gush. I am not, yelled the blushing Kakashi. He's so vulnerable, I could take him right now, and no one would know. Minato growled at the statement. Kakashi's eyes widened in fear, his chukrates frightening. Kakashi thought. The Sannin laughed as he ruffled Kakashi's hair. Why would he be using killing intent on you? Jiraiya questioned. Your eye. Orochimaru answers Jiraiya's question as he lifts up his headband to reveal the Sharingan, keeping his hand on the side of Kakashi's head and a finger probing the young Jounin's scar. I can't move? He thought, alarmed. He wants your Sharingan, Minato noted with narrowed eyes. He better get his hands off Kakashi, or I'll kill him. You're so lucky to have received such a great gift, he says, his voice turning dark. The imminent danger causing Kakashi to tremble. I need to get out of here. Sensei, Kakashi thought as Orochimaru shunshined away. Kakashi, are you alright? Minato asked, seeing the fear in the eyes of his protege. Said boy collapsed on the grass, trying to regain his bearings. Anko, you have my respect. What did he want with me anyways? Your fear is justified. Thank you for your approval, Kakashi replied dryly. Present. Kakashi spun on his heels when he heard a twig snap behind him. You! Isn't he friends with the Sannin? Kakashi thought. Hiriko? Jiraiya and Tsunade say in confusion. Hello there, Kakashi. The sickly pale-looking man greeted, his whole body covered in bandages. What, do all your creepy friends have an interest in me? Kakashi asked somewhat despairingly. Guess so, they said. Kakashi goes to make his escape the instant the pale man takes the first step toward him. Gotta get to the village, he thinks, thoughts racing. Got to get to Sensei. This guy, there's something off about him. Huh? His presence, he vanished? He thought, right before he collided with something at full speed, hard. He froze when he looked up. Damn it! Minato cursed. That wasn't very nice, Kakashi, the man said as he bent down in front of Kakashi. Damn it, a paralysis jutsu? The man placed a hand on Kakashi's cheek. Don't touch me, he felt his headband sliding off his head. It's beautiful, perfect even, the man said as he caressed Kakashi's face. Sorry, Kakashi, I didn't think the Sharingan would cause you so much trouble. Obito apologized. It's fine. You're in a worse situation than I, he thought grimly, feeling a pang of guilt in his chest. Kakashi's Sharingan started to glow red as he screamed in pain and promptly passed out, a red circular seal slowly fading from his forehead. And now it's mine, the man chuckled. Damn. It's some kind of puppet seal, Minato informed. Sorry, but I must leave you now. But we'll meet again someday, he said before taking off. Back with Obito. Madara-sama, it's been done. The girl Rin was successfully taken. A white humanoid thing informed its master. What? Team 7 yelled. He took Rin too, Obito yelled. If he touches her, I'll kill him, he growled. But why? Why would he take her as well as Obito? What does he need you for? And how is Madara still alive after all these years? He should be dead, Tsunade yelled. Well, if anyone could find a way, it's Madara. Excellent. When Obito sees her killed, his mind will completely shatter. It will destroy his sense of reality, and convince him this world is nothing but a genjutsu, and he will become nothing more than a puppet to use at my disposal. He chuckled. Zetsu go and make sure the Mizukage follows through with the plan. So he plans to kill me to get to you, Rin repeated slowly. Damn it. Obito swore. Yes, master, but he shouldn't be a problem. After all, he is completely under your Sharingan's control. He has the Mizukage under his command, Jiraiya exclaimed. That would explain his new reign of tyranny. Good. Now if you'll excuse me, it's time I go see my pet. I will see how much he wants to meet again with his old teammates. Teammates? Kushina echoed. Do you think he plans to do something with Kakashi as well? It's probable. Minato answers. Hello, Obito? Everyone let out a gasp when they saw Obito's current state. Torture scene. Obito lies lifelessly on the cold stone floor, a chain on his thin bony ankle. His pale bare body shows he hasn't seen the sun since his capture, and his skinny appearance speaks of his poor diet as well. Madara walked towards the boy and stopped right next to him. Upon closer inspection you could see he was covered with cuts and bruises. That rotten bastard. Minato and Fugaka growled, their bodies shaking in rage. Minato, calm down, Kushina whispered. I guess he tortured me in real life so that way I would be even more disoriented. Come on now, get up, he says, but the boy did not move. Sighing, you know you have a perfectly good bed in here, I don't see why you always choose to sleep on the floor. What does he want now? Obito thinks, lacking the strength to voice it aloud, and his mental state reflected it. Those who were close to him flinched at the sound. It just sounded so unnatural. Oh God, Obito. Kushina inwardly cried, he was her favorite after all. She wanted her child to be just like him. Come on, Obito, time to get up, Madara ordered. I give up already, he admitted, his voice dry and raspy. What was that? You win. So can you just hurry up and kill me? I can't do this anymore. Mikito grabbed Obito's hand and squeezed. She promised her brother that she would take care of Obito after he and his wife died, and now. Well, that's too bad, I didn't think you'd give up only 3 months in. Yeah, right. It's been years since I've been here. Well, I suppose I could kill you. It seems your old teammate is about to die as well, you can meet them in the afterlife. He smirks, turning around, but before he could take one step, Obito grabbed his ankle. Oh? So you've changed your mind. Obito used both his hands to push himself to sit on his knees. Impossible. How? Rin whispered. Look, his arm and torso, looks like the same thing Zetsu is made out of. Tsunade analyzed. I thought you wanted to die. Madara is smug. Which teammate? Obito choked out. The girl, Madara said as he walked right in front of Obito. Rin. That's right, she was captured by the mist. Wait a minute, you're lying, aren't you? Obito smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I'm in a genjutsu and you're about to torture me, right? So now what? You're going to make me watch my friends die. It already started, Mikoto said softly. Damn it. Obito cursed. I wonder about that. Madara smiles to himself as he captures Obito in his genjutsu. I knew it, Obito says as he starts at room that disappeared, leaving him under the red sky. But I already told you, you won. Just kill me. Madara laughs as he picks up the boy by his throat. But where would the fun in that be? Now, let's see, what haven't I done to you yet? Kill me. Oh, I know what we'll do. Just as he says that, a metal operating table appears. Madara lies Obito down and spreads his arms out in a T formation, strapping them down so he can't move. Suddenly a huge block of dry ice was on his arms, the cold blistering his good arm. Obito screams as his limb is burned from the cold. The pervading cold seeps to the bone and oh God, it hurts. Obito's entire being was focused on the pain. Hours pass in agony before the ice disappears, Madara having apparently become bored. The transition leaves Obito's arms completely cracked with searing blisters and blue skin, long since having become numb to the pain but leaving his body trembling from the overwhelming cold. Madara then pulls out a dulled sword. Just kill me already. Obito gasps, but no sound escapes past his throat. His voice practically destroyed from all the screaming, leaving him choking on the table, silently pleading for death. Just stay quiet, will you? This will only hurt a lot, chuckled Madara as he proceeds to saw through Obito's limbs. End torture. Back with Kakashi. Kakashi groaned as he woke from his sleep. What the dash? Did I fall asleep or something? You don't remember what happened? Rin asked, her voice weak. Whatever, I can still make it back to the village by noon. Kakashi runs toward the village and headed to the Hokage Tower to give his report to the Hokage. Lord Hokage. Kakashi bowed respectfully. Kakashi. The Sandaime responds gravely. What's wrong? Did something happen? It's Rin, she's been taken by Miss Ninja. he answered. Kakashi's eyes widened at the news. What? When? Why? He frantically demands. You have to send me after her. I promised Obito I'd protect her. Everyone was shocked by the amount of emotion Kakashi displayed. She was taken earlier today, we still can't determine their purpose. And Sensei? I sent him on a mission 3 days ago. He probably won't be back till sometime next week. You have to send me after her. Please. We're coming too. Genma Reidu Gai. Kakashi noted. Alright, I hereby assign the 4 of you the A-rank rescue mission of Rin Noira. You are to leave immediately. Sir. The 4 Jounin accept and take off. With Rin. Alright, bring her and the preparations are complete. The 3rd Mizukage is dead. The extraction was successful, we're ready to seal the 3 tails and the girl. What? Rin was shocked. But why would they do that? You aren't even from their village. Kushina demanded to know. Rin is brought in quickly and placed on a seal in the center of the room, in front of a statue containing the 3 tails. Alright, begin. We must complete this before the Konoha Nin come for her. With Madara. Madara, I have more news. It seems that Kakashi was assigned to go after Rin. Well, isn't this an interesting development? I'm starting to think it was a bad idea to send Kakashi after Rin. Minato commented, dread pooling in his stomach. I think Obito has had enough for today, I'll go release him. He comments, getting up and heading for a door. Once inside he smirks as he sees Obito's body writhing in agony as broken screams ripped out of his throat. Release. Obito stops screaming in an effort to catch his haggard breath, sweat dripping from his body. Guess what? Kakashi was sent to rescue your girlfriend. Madara informed. Let me go help. Obito begs, his now long black hair falling in front of his face. Now, why would I do that? What's in it for me? Madara asked. Anything. Anything? How will I know you'll keep your end of the bargain? Shinobi never go back on their word. He pants. Alright then. When you were brought here I sealed us in, if you can break it you can leave. Zetsu can help you if he wants. Madara said before leaving. Almost there. He's almost mine and I can finally put my plans into action. What is he talking about? I'd rather die than help him. With Kakashi. Rin. Rin, are you okay? Kakashi asks worriedly as he kneels down beside her motionless body. Her eyes slowly open and observe her surroundings. Kakashi. She choked out. Rin, you're okay. Come on, we've come to get you out of here. Let's go home. Kakashi said, helping her up. No. I can't go with you. She denied his help, resignedly. What? Why? What? Why? He demanded. Isn't weird how we haven't ran into any guards yet? Genma wondered. It's probably a trap. Jiraiya stated. Yeah. Come on, we can't waste any more time here. This could be some kind of trap. No. Don't you see? I am the trap. You have to kill me. She begged, tears in her eyes. What? Team Minato yelled. Rin, you know I can't do that. Kakashi said, turning to face her. What? They sealed the 3 tails in me and then put another seal on me that'll activate when I enter the hidden leaf. The minute I step foot in the village, the seal containing the 3 tails will break and destroy the village. That's the Mist's plan. She cries. No. Kakashi whispers in denial. The group couldn't believe what they were hearing. Rin was their friend. Please. You have to kill me. She begged. I can't. I promised Obito I'd protect you. Minato-sensei, he's a seal's master. He can help. Kakashi tried to reason. That's right. Even I could look at it. Kushina added. Let's talk more about this on the way, we need to get out of here. With Obito. So this is the seal? Obito asks. Yep, but you won't be able to break it. Wanna bet? He yelled as he charged forth, delivering a powerful punch to the wall with his right arm, completely losing it in the process as Hashirama's cells dispersed. In the end he was only able to create a small crater, but not completely destroy the wall. Ouch. They hissed, imagining the pain involved with punching the wall with the exception of Tsunade, who did such things regularly. He moans in pain as he grabs hold what's left of his upper arm. See? Told you. I don't care, I will get out of here. I will see my friends again. He declares, determination in his eyes. He's getting his spirit back. Madara better know what he's doing. He doesn't. When I get out of there, I'm not going back. You can use my body. Zetsu offers. What? Yeah, at the moment my body is stronger than your torn up one. Fine. Zetsu then completely surrounds Obito, becoming like some kind of armor. Alright, Obito said before breaking the wall. I did it. Now, do you know where Rin and Kakashi are? I have a clone watching them as we speak, you can communicate telepathically with it. Obito quickly ran out into the forest. Just hold on, Kakashi, Rin, I'll be there soon. You should know you are currently weaker than me right now. Zetsu reminds Obito. Maybe you should let me fight for you. No way, like Madara said, the Sharingan is stronger when it's together with its other half. That means my combinations with Kakashi are superior. We'll protect Rin together. Well, you do carry Senju cells, that, combined with your Uchiha cells, may unlock some hidden power. Zetsu reasoned. With Kakashi. Damn it! There's too many of them. Reita pants out through clenched teeth. He is running on empty, he can't last much longer. They're all either Jounin or Anbu rank 2. Genma adds, barely staying upright. We can't give up yet. We're almost at the Fire Country border. Guy encourages. But even so, we're all running low on chakra. Kakashi says, a half a dozen failed solutions racing through his head. They were completely surrounded and outnumbered. Things are not looking good. The Anbu came at them, dropping from the trees. Their initial blitz taking down Guy, Genma and Reidu. Watching his team fall, Kakashi weaved through hand signs at a blinding speed to fire up Chidori. Rin. Stay back. I'll take care of them. Kakashi says before he begins darting through the enemy Nin, using his chakra-coated fist to eliminate the threat. Rin bit her lip thinking about all her friends back at home. I'm sorry, Kakashi, Obito, but if they capture me again I'm so sorry, but I can't risk unleashing the three tails on the village. This situation, it's better this way. As Kakashi charges another masked shinobi, Rin takes off running. Kakashi leans in to deliver the lethal blow just as his only remaining teammate jumps into the path of the A-rank assassination jutsu. His fist slides past her ribcage with ease and it's already too late to stop anything from happening. Kakashi's eyes widen in shock and horror as he stares into Rin's own dying pair on the raining battlefield. Kakashi's and Obito's jaws went slack and their eyes widened as their bodies froze as they watched this. Kakashi. Rin chokes out, blood coughed out onto her face with every syllable, before her eyes slid shut. Still staring in shock, his arms sunk through his friend's chest in a betrayal of the very fiber of his being, Kakashi didn't even register when his Sharingan began to cry of its own accord, as the Tomo morphs into a black shuriken. The Manjikyu Sharingan. The Manjikyu Sharingan, it activates when you kill someone close to you or watch them die. Fugaka answered. No one could tear their eyes away from the screen. They all watched in shell-shocked silence. Obito finally makes it to the battlefield, only to watch as Rin is stabbed through the heart by Kakashi's own hand. His eyes widen as he watches the scene, his Sharingan changing to match Kakashi's. His breathing becomes irregular, as he watches Kakashi pull his arm out of Rin's body, his arm covered in her blood. His whole body is frozen up as he gently lie her on the ground before collapsing from chakra exhaustion in front of her. Damn. He managed to kill her. One of the missed Jounin commented. And after all the trouble we went though. Tears ran down the two boys' faces as they continued to watch. Neither could believe what was happening. Their bodies began to tremble. Obito lets out a cry of agony from the sidelines, the Zetsu's suit creating an accommodating mask. The wind blew fiercely around him as anguish permeated his being. Where in the world is this place? Thin branches of wood sprouted from the right side of his body. Wood-style jutsu. Tsunade supplied stunned. Who is that guy? The Mist Nin thinks. Reinforcements maybe? What a fool jumping in alone. Anin said, throwing shuriken at Obito. I won't accept it, but the shuriken went right through his body. I will not. What just happened? The Nins were panicking. Did he dodge him? Accept any of this? Obito yells. A dark shadow cast on his white mask, his killing intent blasting the area. The danger was imminent. He jumps from his spot and goes on the attack, confronting the ninja head-on and leaving a large crater where he was standing moments ago in the process. Don't mock the bloody mist. Obito sends divines right the one shinobi, causing his blood to splatter all over him. He turns to stab another at his feet as two more Anbu converge on him with their swords. The instinctive use of his Manjikyu Sharingan allows him to become intangible, and the attacking Anbu pass through him, their swords striking home and the very comrade Obito himself was about to kill. I can't hit him, is their last thought before Obito breaks the necks of all three with a swift kick to their heads. The cracking was audible as they fell to the ground lifeless. Who is this guy? Someone yells in fear. What kind of strange jutsu is he using? At least grab the girl. Don't hand her corpse over to the enemy. There's no mistake. This guy can charge right through you. A fleeting thought, as Obito charged for the men trying to take Rin. Obito throws a spear of wood straight through one of the men's body, then uses a jutsu to make it grow inside of his chest cavity, the extending branches tearing him apart from the inside out and instantly killing the man. All of a sudden he's able to use the wood style's cutting sprigs jutsu. Zetsu noted. Obito, now I understand why Madara chose you. Obito yells as he throws another punch as more Umbu head after Rin's body, knocking one out cold and into the ground, creating yet another small crater. He then knees the broken man in the gut, sending him flying back into the air, and grabbing the soldier's hair, knocking off his mask in the process, revealing his bloodied face. Obito lets out a scream and he pounds the man's face in. Blood spraying all over him and the ground. By the time Obito was done with him, the dead man's skull was shattered and laying in pieces on the blood-soaked earth. Everyone watched on in stunned silence. The three kids' eyes widened. Even Minato was shocked at Obito's display. They had never seen acts so violent before. Rin covered her mouth as she watched the blood splatter everywhere. Obito started hyperventilating as he watched himself brutally murder the ninja. Obito, calm down. Fugaka ordered. Breathe. What is he? A suicidal ninja breaks the silence after Obito is finished. Obito raises his head and slowly turns to face the man who just spoke. He and the two men close to him jumped as Obito did so. Obito stands up, remaining silent as he watches his opponents. He then grows wood from his arm and proceeds to slaughter every remaining nin in the forest. All that could be heard on the battlefield were the screams of pain and terror coming from the mist nin under the moonlight as blood sprayed everywhere, limbs and people being torn apart. The sky seems to glow red around the moon and the rain crimson. I guess I really am still in the genjutsu. The killing ground is a pool of blood. Where Obito stood drenched in the substance, his mask shadowed as blood dripped from his body. I get it, he says, his voice dead as the mask reveals his face. A lone tear ran down his cheek. I'm in, he continued, the camera zooming out to get a view of the pool of blood and the blood that dripped down from the trees he created over the whole battlefield, and where Rin lies lifelessly in it. His mask gone, his wild raven hair framing his blood-covered face, any look of innocence, hope, love, sanity, life in his eyes is long gone. In hell. He finished the screen, fading to black. Episode 4, Akatsuki. Akatsuki? The Dawn? Kushina asked. I guess it could be referring to a group. Minato responded. Obito walked through the blood, slowly as if in a trance, to where Kakashi laid. Splashes heard with every step. Everyone shivered at the gory scene as they watched it unfold with bated breath. URG, I feel sick just looking at it. Obito thought with a grim expression. The longer you live, the more you realize that only pain, suffering, and futility exists in this reality. He remembered Madara tell him. The screen then showed Rin's body laying lifeless in the crimson pool. Everyone winced when they saw this and stole a glance at the pale-looking young girl. Listen to me, in this world, wherever there is light, there are always shadows. He then stopped his walking when he reached Kakashi's head. These are all nexuses, casual relationships that cannot be separated. Normally, that is. He then walked over Kakashi's body, his hair covering his eyes as he made his way over to Rin. Aichi won't do anything. Obito stated, but it was more like a whisper. He won't. He repeated, trying to convince himself. There is no way I'll kill him. Minato calmed him down by ruffling his hair and giving him a reassuring smile, silently saying it's okay. He's talking about discarding all the bad things in the real world and escaping inside a dream that's full of good things. Zetsu elaborated the screen, then returned to where Obito was staring brokenly at Rin's body. The two paled compared to their blood-stained surroundings. There's so much of it. Rin thought, looking a little green. Obito's lip trembled as he reached down to touch her, only for his hand to go right through her. He pulled back quickly as if he's been struck. He then went down to touch her again. Can't he control it? Kakashi asked quietly. Obito felt a pang in his heart looking at his future self's broken expression. He bit his lip as he looking at his trembling hand, clenching his hand. Since it's a dream, everything is how you want it. Zetsu continued. Obito cried as he remembered this. Even those who are dead can be alive again. A world of only victors, a world of only peace, a world of only love. Madara added. I will create such a world. A world like that is too good to be true. Tsunade said, thinking about her late brother and boyfriend. Again, Rin, I'll create a world where we can be together again. He then turned to look at Kakashi, a world where you won't have to live with the burden of watching me die and killing her. I shall sever the nexuses. He then warped back to Madara. Great, now I'm actually going to work for him. Obito mumbled as his shoulders slumped forward. Think about it this way, at least we'll have a spy on our side now. Minato soothed. Yeah, but I've got a bad feeling my future self does a lot of things I don't want to see. It hasn't happened, and it won't. Minato reassured with fierce determination. That's why I've come back. He explains to Madara. Madara smirks, all according to plan, and all I had to do was break his will and bend it over to mine. I hope no one saw you. That rotten bastard. Obito growled while the adults gritted their teeth, trying to control their anger. I'm the only one who saw him. Zetsu reassured, sounding all too happy. Obito slaughtered everyone, so we're safe. He didn't seem to want to kill Kakashi and his team though. But they didn't see anything. When reinforcements from the Hidden Leaf arrived, he was screaming who killed the enemy? So you still felt loyalty to your one-time teammate? Madara questioned. No, he sounded defensive. It doesn't matter to me anymore. He continued coolly. Whether he's alive or dead in this world, Kakashi will exist in the world we'll create. Rin 2. Madara, teach me how to create this world of dreams. I'm curious too, he said, mentioned before that he's planning on using a genjutsu. Jiraiya mused. Yeah, with his Sharingan, but how? Minato asked. Don't look at me, I have no idea, but it probably has to do with the Mangekyo Sharingan. Fugaku insisted. It may say something on the stone, but I haven't unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan yet. I don't need your thanks anymore. Madara smirked, thinking back to the times when he held Obito captive, torturing him amongst other things. Well, that's good. Rin mumbled. Yeah. Come here. Starting today, you will be the savior. Look into my eye. The two of them appeared inside some kind of white space. You are inside my genjutsu. It's still a blank canvas, but I can project my will upon it to create whatever I want. And I can even control them. He demonstrated by restoring his former youth. Yeah, but it's an illusion, right? Kakashi asked. Exactly. Fugaku answered. Anything is possible since I'm linked to, and borrowing the power of the Geto statue. Geto statue? Jiraiya asked. I don't know. Fugaku said. Using this jutsu we can create the ideal world. We can then use the moon to reflect this genjutsu on everyone and bring them here. However, we still need something before we can execute this plan. I'll start with the Sage of Six Paths and the 10 Tails. Isn't that just a legend? Obito asked, receiving a few shrugs in return. Isn't that just a legend? Legends are always derived from something real. The tailed beasts that roamed the world resulted when the Sage of Six Paths split up the power of the 10 Tails. Do you have proof that story is true? Obito asked, sounding skeptical. I do. After I obtained the cells of Hashirama Senju, I implanted them into my wound. He explained, showing a large scar on his chest. Again with my grandfather's cells. Tsunade repeated. How and when did he get them? No, how is he alive? He was definitely killed at the Valley of the End. Perhaps we'll find out later on in the future. Jiraiya supplied. At that time, nothing happened, but as I grew closer to my death I activated the Rinnegan. That must suck, gaining a power-up when you are no longer fit to use it. Obito snickered. And that led to the undoing of a certain seal. I was then able to summon and extract the husk of the 10 Tails from a seal stone. The 10 Tails husk? I call it the Geto statue. And the steel stone is the moon. I then used the statue's body as a catalyst to culture Hashirama's cells into what you see before you. He then showed a Zetsu. One could say that these artificial beings are clones of Hashirama, although they are reduced in quality. The Rinnegan cannot be awakened without the possessing both Uchiha and Senju powers. And the statue cannot be controlled easily. You have Senju's cells attached to the right half of you. Even if you never awaken the Rinnegan, you should be able to eventually control the statue. Time pasted, and now Obito, dressed in a black cloak, and Zetsu, who now looked like Aloe Vera Man, were standing outside a cave in the rain. See the redhead's eyes? Nagato! Jiraiya exclaimed. Your student? Minato asked. Oh, the kid's really grown. Tsunade whistled, impressed. So that's Madara's Rinnegan, huh? Obito mused. Yeah, his actual eyes. He secretly transplanted them into the kid's eyes without anyone knowing. The white half of Zetsu explained. Nagato is of Senju bloodline. Black Zetsu added. I thought so, he's probably from the Uzumaki clan. Jiraiya added. Well, he does have the hair. Kushin amused. And the only other person in addition to Madara who can summon the Geto statue. As Madara said, first we win him over and... Huh? What are you going to do? White Zetsu asked. I'm going straight for him. Obito answered. Shouldn't we have a plan first? I don't need to do that. Well, at least you haven't changed in that respect. Kakashi said, earning a sheepish grin from Obito. Obito. I shall teach you the Uchiha Forbidden Jutsu, the Six Paths Jutsu, and the Shadow and Light Style Jutsu, Madara said as he put his head on White Zetsu's shoulder, turning the right side of him completely black. I've implanted my will inside this one. Think of him as being half of me. Though he'll be degraded too. You can use these beings that I created using Shadow and Light Style Jutsu as your soldiers. He formed a seal and created a black rod. That black rod was created as a physical manifestation of my will. Use it when you preformed the Six Paths Jutsu. Madara then severed the white pipes that attached him to the Geto statue, which had been keeping him alive for all these years, leaving Obito shocked. Now go on. Until the time when I will be revived you shall be, he panted out and soon died. Guess it won't be hard to kill him when we go back. Obito said. Yet just got to separate him from the creepy statue. Kushina said. The 10 tails, huh? Obito was now standing in the cave with the 3 rain ninja. Who are you? Nagato asked immediately with narrowed eyes. I am Madara Uchiha. Madara? Nagato blinked, clearly not believing it. Yahiko raised an eyebrow in amusement while Konan glared at Madara. Ah, she really has grown up to be a true beauty, Jiraiya complimented before receiving a blow to the head courtesy of Tsunade. You're either a criminal or a total idiot, Yahiko said. To claim Madara Uchiha's name. Why'd you approach us? The Rinnegan Nagato blinked in surprise. To guide those who awaken it is the mission our organization has been entrusted with since ages past. You know about my eyes? Nagato asked. Damn, Nagato is probably interested now, since he has no idea how to control those eyes of his. You are the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths, who dreamed of world peace and stability. Only the villages of large nations are showered in light, leaving your small country's village in the shadow, dying. That is why your eye has awakened here. Wherever light strikes, there are always shadows. So long as there is a concept of victors, the vanquished will also similarly exist. The selfish intent of wanting to preserve peace initiates wars. And hatred is born in order to protect love. These are all nexuses, causal relationships that cannot be separated, but a world of just victors, peace, and love, such a world can be created too. If you allow us to collaborate, you can learn how. As soon as you attain the true power of the Rinnegan, your very own world can be immediately actualized. Now he finished holding out his hand. Obito hummed in thought. What is it? Kakashi asked. It's just I think this proves my theory. What theory? Rin asked. All bad guys talk a lot, Obito answered. After a moment of silence, everyone started to laugh at Obito's remark. I can't do that. Yahiko stepped forward. You're just trying to use us. Your offer sounds way too convenient. One can only obtain true peace after knowing another's pain and shedding tears alongside them. Shedding tears alongside them, huh? You mean in revenge? Obito questioned. No, that's not what I meant. I meant in mutual understanding. Idealist, Tsunade said. Yeah, he's an idiot, Jiraiya added. But that's why you like him, right? Kushina smiled. Stop talking so idealistically. No such thing exists in this world. Let's go, Konan Nagato. We can't trust these guys, he said before they started leaving the cave. Don't you dare approach us again. I'll wait here at the same time every day. You'll eventually realize it too, Madara told Nagato before he left. I don't know, it would take a lot to change Yahiko's mind, and Nagato and Konan would follow him anywhere no matter what. Jiraiya started. This might be a lost cause. Later that day, a group of 5 rain ninja were heading towards a small village. They stopped in front of the gate when Yahiko, Nagato, and Konan arrived. Who the hell are you? The supposed leader asked. The bodyguards of this village, Yahiko simply stated. This is a warning. Leave this village immediately. The hell with them, let's kill them, the leader ordered as they pulled out their weapons. A fight broke out, but it soon came to a stop when the group of ninja realized they were no match. Whoa, they're strong, Minato said. Of course I did train them. Do you belong to Hanzo's gang? The supposed leader asked. We're wearing his headband, but we're not his subordinates, Yahiko explained. But someday, we want to bring peace to the world just like Hanzo. In other words, you're just his copycats. We're not copycats, Yahiko defended. We will keep peace in this village. Not through violence, but through negotiations. Are you crazy? This village lies between 2 great nations. As long as they're at war with each other, the fighting won't end. The strong will take everything from the weak. That's how the world is. We're fighting to change that way of thinking, Yahiko said. Each one of you must secretly wish for peace. That got them to listen. He seems like a good leader, Mikoto said with a soft smile. Yeah, he seems to have matured a lot since I last saw him. He was never this cool, calm, and collected before. Listen, one piece of straw is weak. Yahiko started holding up a strand of straw. But when you put 3 together it becomes much stronger, he explained with a straight face until all 3 wilted in the rain. Everyone chuckled at this. And here I thought he changed a little. Jiraiya got out between he laughter. He threw the straw away. Damn it! I'm just trying to say, he began again, losing his cool completely. The more you have, the stronger it is. Yahiko Nagato started. You're so bad at making speeches, Konan finished. He's not that bad, he just has bad luck. Rin giggled. Yahiko blushed and cleared his throat. Whatever. Look, we're not gonna kill you. Just get out of here. I won't guarantee that we won't be back again. Fine. We'll do this dozens of times until you give UP 100 times even, But just remember it'll be more painful the next time, Yahiko warned, raising his sword to them. Retreat. And with that the shinobi left except of the leader, who slowly turned away. Earlier, when you tried to attack me, you protected the kid. Thank you, we're war orphans too, Yahiko said to his retreating back. Oh, looks like he has a soft side after all. Later that night at their base in the village. You kids really are strange. You appear out of nowhere and ask to protect this village. It's to change this land, Yahiko responded. War will never leave this land. Nothing will change, the old man continued. Yahiko. Nagato called from his place at the window. 3 of the 5 shinobi from earlier have arrived. Seems like things are changing little by little. We're ninja who left the village, the leader from earlier explained. Because we didn't think much of Hanzo's ways. But we were getting sick of this lifestyle too. I looked into your eyes and began to feel like starting over again, but I don't feel like going back to Hanzo. So take us in as your lackeys. Well, looks like their thoughts reached them, Kushina said. Yeah, but I don't they'll take them in as lackeys, Jiraiya replied with a knowing smile. No, Yahiko responded with narrowed eyes. Looks like you're right, Tsunade smirked. What? But earlier you, the ninja responded confused. Not as lackeys, but as comrades. He smiled, leaving the 3 newbies shocked. I'm Yahiko. This is Nagato and Konan. He introduced, motioning to his friends respectively. I'm Cusick the Swift. If you need to gather intel, you can leave it to these fast legs. Then go and find me other villages that are suffering like this one. The next morning the newly formed group were running on the water to the next village. They were running off towards the rising sun. Yahiko, Nagato called. What? You should name our group. There are more of us now. It's going to be necessary soon. A name he pondered and smiled as he looked at the dawn ahead of him. How about the Akatsuki? He suggested. This nation weeps from the sufferings of war. So we will change this Nadyano, this world, and welcome a new dawn. Akatsuki? Nagato tested, liking the name. It's a fitting name, Kushina said. That's a great name, Konan complimented. Akatsuki. It's decided, Cusick said. A few days have passed and the Akatsuki has found a new base big enough to house all their new members. It's like the Akatsuki suddenly grew, Yahiko said. Whoa, incredible, Rin said. Looks like their hard work paid off, Minato said. They all bought into your dream, Nagato responded. Actually, they're all tired of war. If everyone unites, I know we can have peace. Hey, where's Konan? She went out a while ago, Nagato answered. Why? He asked in seconds later. A paper butterfly came flying towards them, landing at their feet. This is Nagato started. Konan's Yahiko picked it up and read it. Dear Konan, from the first moment I saw you, Yahiko's eyes widened as he read on. Is this? It's a love letter. Per Yahiko. Jiraiya and Obito sighed. What do you mean? Rin asked. I feel for the guy, she may never understand his feelings. Obito explained. That's why he should tell her, Kushina said. And if she rejects him? Jiraiya responded. It might put a strain on their relationship. And that's something they cannot have at the moment. So he'll just have to live with his unrequited love. Obito finished as Rin gave him a thoughtful look. I've wanted to ask you how you feel about me. I'll be waiting anxiously on the back terrace, Kyusuk. Don't tell me Konan's gone over there? I dunno, Nagato responded, not as worked up as Yahiko. He looked conflicted and Nagato smiled, amused by his reaction. The girls giggled as they watched this. What's so funny? Obito and Jiraiya asked. He's so cute, they responded. Oh, come on. They complained, thinking of all the times they acted like that towards the girl they love. Meanwhile, Minato, Fugaku, and Kakashi were shaking their heads. All they could do was pity the two. Yahiko, didn't you have something to do? Huh. Oh yeah. I forgot. I need to go to the John. He responded nervously, avoiding eye contact, causing Nagato's smile to widen. He's not good at hiding his feelings, is her? Rin giggled. Gotta go. He continued, walking away. He went out back and watched Konan and Kyusuk. That guy. Running's not the only thing he's fast at. With more comrades comes more love rivals. An amused voice came from behind him. No kidding, he responded. Hey, Nagato. He yelled with a blush on his face. Do you like Konan, Yahiko? Nagato smiled knowingly. I think that's obvious at this point, Kakashi said with a nice smile, eyeing Rin and Obito. It's similar. Stupid. It's nothing like that, he said, looking away. I think Konan likes you. Huh? Kyusuk bowed and walked away from Konan. Oh, she's coming back, Yahiko observed. I know you're there, she said. Yahiko, Nagato. And the two quickly hide behind the wall. Oh, busted. The girls giggled. Run, run! Obito and Jiraiya whispered with frantic eyes. Conan, Yahiko asked softly with sad eyes. What did you tell him? I told him that I don't have time for a relationship until we make the Akatsuki's dream come true, she answered with a smile. Right. But this only seemed to sadden Yahiko more. Conan, he whispered. Again, poor Yahiko. I hope he doesn't feel responsible for her not being able to have a normal life. Obito said. Can you help me out with some training? She asked, and the two started a spar. Back in Konoha. Jiraiya-sensei. Kakashi called from the shadows up in the trees. What is it, Kakashi? He asked, looking up from his research material. Jiraiya. Tsunade stated, her voice low and threatening as a dark aura leaks from her body, causing said man to flinch. What it's for, he began, but was cut off by a blow to the head. There's something I'd like to tell you. Is it urgent? I'm kind of busy now, he said, looking at the girl's swimsuit catalog. Yeah, I can see that, Kakashi grumbled. Is it me, or do you look different somehow? Obito pondered. Huh. Yeah, he looks darker, Rin added. Kakashi sighed. There you go again, sounding so dejected, Kakashi. No matter how difficult something is, when you make things seem like such a drag, you make people around you uncomfortable. Well, sorry. Kakashi pouted. I'm sorry to have bothered you. Kakashi bowed, sounding bored and uncaring. You don't sound sorry, brat, Jiraiya said. Wait. You're here now. Speak. Booty don't want to interrupt when you have important business. Sensei, you better not corrupt Kakashi. At least try to hide it, Minato complained. Jiraiya brought the book up to his face to hide the content. On second thought, there is nothing more important than you. I know you. You haven't spoken to anyone today, have you? You know people should talk to others every day, even if it's small talk. Otherwise, their hearts will grow dark and serious. Talking to others builds bonds, and makes you feel grateful that you're alive. That's the kind of creatures we humans are. So, what happened? Well, he's obviously not handling their deaths very well. I hope he gets out of this funk, Minato thought. It'd be sad to watch him fall into the darkness and become someone like Danzo. Well, it's regarding the 3 children from the hidden rain you once taught. Oh, you mean Yahiko, Nagato, and Conan? Recently, they have been trying to bring about change in the hidden rain village, or so I heard. Without using military might, but through negotiation. Oh? Those 3, I see. So they've started walking on their own feet. He mused, thinking about his time with them. How would you describe them? Kakashi asked. He's curious about strangers now, that's a good sign, he thought. What are you worried about me? Kakashi asked in a teasing tone. Like I would, brat. Kakashi. Obito started, shock sketched into his face. What? You're joking now? Rin continued, already used to Kakashi's superior and quiet personality. Yahiko is a passionate and completely one-track minded, he said, thinking of how he always said he'd get stronger and then change the world. Conan is a girl who never shows her emotions. But she was pretty and very talented. She must have grown into a beauty. And I was right. She did. I just have a talent for this sort of thing, Jiraiya boasted before getting hit by Tsunade. She's your student. As for Nagato, he trailed off, getting lost in thought. He ran towards where Conan told him to go, only to find a dead shinobi, Yahiko injured, and Nagato in shock. That was the first time he'd seen the Rinnegan. Is that? What happened? Jiraiya asked, helping Yahiko up. He's a remnant shinobi who told us to hand over our food and valuables, but then Nagato. Jiraiya looked at Nagato. He was panting and in shock over killing the rock shinobi. Poor kid, Minato said. But to think he actually has the Rinnegan. Incredible. Later that night he was crying on the porch. What is it, Nagato? He asked, placing a hand on his shoulder and taking a seat next to him. Jiraiya-sensei, I am scared of myself. What I did, was it wrong? I really don't know if it was right or wrong, Jiraiya answered. But thanks to you, Yahiko didn't die. You protected your friend. That had to be the right thing to do. No one can blame you for that. When you are hurt, you learn to hate. On the other hand, when you hurt someone, you are resented. But you start to feel guilty as well. Understanding such pain enables you to be kind to others. By understanding pain, humans grow. By knowing pain, thinking about it and figuring out what to do. That is what growing up is all about. Wow, I'm surprised to hear you say such things, Kushina said. Well, I am an awesome shinobi. Idiot, you ruined it, Tsunade complained. I just want to protect those two. No matter what kind of pain I have to endure. I see, Jiraiya replied with a soft smile on his face. What are you always thinking about, sensei? There is so much war in this world. Only hatred exists. I want to do something about it. And to know what the answer to true peace is. Don't we all? Were the common thoughts of everyone in the room. Jiraiya-sensei? Kakashi interrupts. Oh. What's wrong? Nagato was a youth who could have been the hero in my novels. The hero in your novel? As long as I'm alive, there's a chance I'll see him. Kakashi, hurry and become a man who can be a hero in my novels. Kakashi sighed. Well, it depends. What type of novels do you write? Kakashi asked. Don't you dare tell him, Minato said. Okay, but he'll find out eventually. At the Akatsuki base. Brother, we have a lot of requests, Kyusuke informed. I don't know if I can fulfill them all. We'll do them all, Yahiko said. If there are people in need, we'll save all of them. That's the purpose of the Akatsuki. At this rate, it would be great if we had an organization as big as Hanzo's. Hanzo is setting an example for us shinobi by fighting to bring peace to this world. We will prove that the Akatsuki can surpass him one day, Yahiko replied. That's right, do everything you can, and eventually you'll get there. With Hanzo. Akatsuki? Hanzo asked his messenger. Look, it's Hanzo, Jiraiya said. Well, he seems to be doing well, Tsunade added. Yes, I am hearing rumors here and there lately. To think there are shinobi like them in our village. I approve of an organization that seems to resolve issues through pacifistic means. It will help realize my dream of uniting the 5 nations without force. But they sure made a sudden appearance. Is there someone behind them? According to rumors, they're pupils of Jiraiya of Hidden Leaf Village. Jiraiya? An of the Leaf Sannin? That's right. Jiraiya smirked. Yes. After he fought you, Master Hanzo, Jiraiya stayed in this area for about 3 years, teaching ninjutsu to war orphans. So they are the apprentices of that brat. He chuckled. Oh, I'm not a brat, Jiraiya complained. Could have fooled me, Tsunade muttered. You know he probably calls you a brat too. The compassion to help people Akatsuki could just be the repayment of a favor that's finally come around. With Madara/Obito, and I'll call him Madara then Toby from now on until he reveals himself again. Madara and Zetsu are standing in the same cave the first spoke with Nagato in. Hey brother Yahiko. Seems villages along the border are being attacked lately, Kyusuke informed. What is that about? It's hard to tell for sure since they're in out-of-the-way places with little contact. But it seems the border with the land of Earth is pretty bad. That's the 7th ward. Shall we go and check it out, Nagato? Konan? Yes. Konan answers as the two get up to leave. Kyusuke, Daibutsu, keep an eye on things in our absence. You got it, Daibutsu answered. Leave it to us, brother, Kyusuke added. When the 3 arrived at the village, it had already been destroyed. How terrible, Rin said. This is war, Minato sighed. How terrible, Konan said. Who would do such a thing? Nagato said. This is far worse than anything we've ever handled, Yahiko said. They turned around immediately at the sound of something falling behind them. Who's there? Come out, Yahiko demanded. The remaining men in the village came out holding weapons. Who are you guys? Akatsuki, Yahiko answered. Akatsuki? You seem to be shinobi from the Hidden Rain. We are an organization working to bring peace to this village. We heard this area was under attack, so we came to investigate. Who did this? What do we do? Can we trust them? The Hidden Stone. The Hidden Stone? Yahiko asked, surprised. No way, Nagato responded. I heard that the stone and leaf are negotiating a ceasefire. We are then why? Mikito asked. Something's not right here, Fugaka added. How the hell should I know? The villager yelled, getting the 3's attention. Look at this village. The hidden stone ravaged this entire area one after another. What are those weapons for? Yahiko asked. What else to fight? We've already formed an alliance. Hold on. That will only cause more casualties. Then what are we supposed to do? Are you telling us to sit here and wait for our turn to die? No, but if you fight the way you are now, you'll definitely die, Kushina said. We'll go talk about this with the hidden stone. What? If we acknowledge their pain too, then we can speak honestly. They're sure to understand. Enough with your ideals. What about getting even for our friends who were killed? Yahiko was then reminded about his conversation with Madara. The 3 then left for the hidden stone village. What's going on? If this goes on, the peace between the stone and leaf will be shattered. Maybe the hidden stone aren't unified, Nagato suggested. Maybe the leaders are pursuing peace, but the shinobi under them don't want it. It could also be the work of rogue ninja, Conan added. Whatever the case, we must settle this quickly with the hidden stone. Rocks then started fall from the cliffs above them. Scatter! Yahiko ordered. They were instantly surrounded by the hidden stone ninja. What? So many waiting to ambush us. A fight broke at Yahiko, dodging everything to throw at him. Wait, you're hidden stone, right? We are the Akatsuki, shinobi from the hidden rain. We've come to talk. They continued to ignore him and attack him. Damn. They refused to talk. What's wrong with them? Obito asked. Yeah, they're not listening at all, Rin added. What should we do, Yahiko? Conan asked. Our goal is negotiation at all costs. Do not kill them, he said, holding a kunai in his hands which was relaxed by his side. His eyes widened when a stone nin came at him with a kunai, but ended up running into his and collapsed to the ground. He was so in shock he didn't pay attention to the ninja coming behind him. This can't be real, he thought. That was his first kill. Yahiko has always been against killing, Jiraiya explained. Yeah, but it's strange. Why would a shinobi purposely run into a kunai? Kakashi asked. There's more to meets the eye. We'll just have to keep watching, but they're obviously planning something, Fugaku said. Yahiko. Conan called, intercepting the guy that was about to attack him, but they both ended up getting knocked back. Nagato gasped and started to panic. The situation was similar to one happened when he was a kid. Yahiko! Conan! He called. He recalled the dead stone shinobi. The man that grabbed Conan, Yahiko knocking the man down. The man about to kill Yahiko, and the next thing he knew he was dead. He then remembered his parents who died trying to protect him from Leaf Ninja, who he ended up killing as well. Nagato screamed, unconsciously activating his Rinnegan powers, and summoned the Geto statue, killing majority of the stone nin. Oh no. This won't end well, Jiraiya muttered. Nagato! Yahiko called. Stop, Nagato! Conan called. Yahiko tackled Nagato to the ground and snapped back to his senses. Yahiko, he said before passing out, and the statue disappeared. We retreat for now, Yahiko ordered, picking up Nagato. When they left, Danzo showed up. Danzo, Tsunade growled. What's that old badger up to? So that was the power of the Rinnegan. Such a frightening power. One of the remaining shinobi added, releasing a henge revealing himself to be a leaf umbu. No way! Obito yelled. So Danzo's behind all the attacks on those poor villagers? Rin questioned. Why? Yeah, and why frame the stone? Doesn't he want us to form a peace treaty with them? Kakashi asked. That old warhawk, Tsunade growled. What the hell is he thinking? Easy, Tsunade, I'm sure we'll find out eventually, Jiraiya claimed. I've got a bad feeling, Mikito muttered. What should we do? If the Akatsuki start moving, he started, while others released their stone henge, showing that they are all indeed leaf umbu. Our other teams disguised the shinobi from the other side will be in danger. For the future of the hidden leaf, peace must not exist with the hidden stone. How is that for the good of Konoha? Kushina wondered incredulously. This strategy was precisely to obstruct peace. Perhaps we can use that power. Collect all of the corpses here. Get rid of any traces of the hidden leaf. Sir. Madara was watching them from afar with Setsu. Danzo, huh? The hidden leaf is working behind the scenes, Black Setsu commented. With Yahiko, Conan, and Nagato. Yahiko and Conan were watching over Nagato as he rested. Nagato, Yahiko whispered. Yahiko, that jutsu that Nagato used earlier, Conan began. It's probably a jutsu he can preform because he has the Rinnegan. That's... Yeah, I felt it, he said. It was just like that time he remembered the day Nagato saved him from the stone shinobi. That intense desire to kill made my hairs stand on, and that power is not of this world. We must not let Nagato use it. If he does, I think it will kill him. Well, the Rinnegan is a completely mystery after all. We don't know much about it. Jiraiya shrugged. The next morning Conan went out to fetch some water, but when she went back to the log house, the found Nagato's futon was empty. She placed the water inside and quickly went out to find him at the side of the house in front of the stream. Conan, where's Yahiko? He went to look for food. Oh. What's the matter? She asked. I'm scared off my power. Nagato. She whispered, taking a seat next to him. Before I had Jiraiya-sensei. I'm positive he taught me ninjutsu so that I could control this power. But he is no longer here. Yes, Jiraiya-sensei is gone, but she said, placing her hand on his. You have us. We'll control your power, she reassured. For as long as it takes. Conan. Our teammates, Jiraiya said. Can't live with them. Can't live without them. He smiled. On the other side of the river, fishing behind a tree, Yahiko was listening to the whole thing. "Oh, poor guy." Obito sympathized. "What? What's wrong?" Rin asked. Obito sighed before answering. He thinks that Konan and Nagato like each other, and he lost his chance with her. "Yep, poor Yahiko." Jiraiya sympathized as well. Back at their base in the hidden rain, Yahiko was standing out in the rain thinking. "Be careful, Yahiko," Konan warned from behind him. "You don't need to see me off," he said. "See to Nagato's wound, will you? From now on, save your worrying for him." "And now he's trying to give up on her," Obito explained. "Nagato is the keystone of the Akatsuki. He's the one who will change this nation, this world." "The same can be said of you," she retorted. "Everyone respects and admires you. Nagato is no different. Nagato is going to be the bridge to peace. My role is to be a pillar that supports that bridge." "Yahiko," she whispers, wishing that he would realize that they need him to. "This nation continues to weep. It continues to endure pain. I used to hate this land that cries all the time. But now, I want to save it. It's what I want with all my heart. It reminds me of the crybaby that I used to be, and I can't ignore it," he said before closing his eyes and falling off the ledge. "Yahiko," she sighed as she watched him go. "Be careful. He is the bridge to peace," Nagato said from beside her. "His will itself is the bridge." He continued the rest of the Akatsuki behind him. "Nagato," she said surprised. "We believe in Yahiko," one of the Akatsuki said. "Let's go, everyone," Nagato ordered. "Right." And they all followed after Yahiko. A few days later, Yahiko was standing on the back terrace as the Akatsuki hideout thinking about his first kill when Nagato came out to join him. "Everyone is growing weary of fighting," he said, looking out over the village. Yahiko turned around and leaned against the railing. "Yeah. Even if we win, the Akatsuki doesn't receive any rewards. The only things we have are our ideals. In time, pent-up weariness will erase that ideal." "Are you saying that everyone will soon forget what they're fighting for?" Nagato asked. "Nagato, will you become the leader of the Akatsuki?" "Huh!" he gasped. "I'm not cut out to be a leader." That day he began and trailed off looking at his hand. "I killed someone for the first time." He grabbed his shaking hand, guilt written all over his face. "The feeling of that moment hasn't left these hands. And I can't stop trembling." "Yahiko. But you're different. You have the mark of a hero, a special symbol known as the Rinnegan that will become everyone's new ideal." "Yahiko," Nagato protested. "Are you going to take advantage of my Rinnegan? I'm scared of myself. I've suffered so long because of these eyes." "I know, but you have someone who can keep that power in check for you," he said and smiled. "Konan will always be at your side." "Yahiko." "Hey, brother! Big news!" Kyusuke exclaimed, rushing out onto the terrace. "What's going on?" "A messenger from Hanzo is here." The two looked at each other before heading over to greet the messenger. "Danzo," Jiraiya growled. "If he does anything to harm them." "Relax, Jiraiya, we'll stop Danzo when we go back," Tsunade said. What they didn't know was that the messenger was really Danzo dressed up as one of Hanzo's men. The Akatsuki was lined up in front of him with Yahiko in the front. All of them were sporting neutral expressions. "Are you Yahiko, the leader of the Akatsuki?" "Yes, I am." "I am Kanzo, a trusted friend of Hanzo of the Salamander. I've heard many rumors about you Akatsuki, how you seek peace without relying on military weapons. That is the Akatsuki's founding principle. Hanzo asked me to deliver a confidential letter to you. Please," he said, pulling out a scroll and letting Kyusuke receive it, and hand it over to Yahiko. He let out a gasp as he read it, drawing some attention from his comrades. "Is he serious?" Yahiko asked just to make sure. "He would like to meet you personally." Danzo smiled. "Hanzo has given the Akatsuki his seal of approval." "I've got a bad feeling that they're being set up," Mikito said. "Danzo obviously has something planned for Nagato." He showed some interest in his eyes. Yahiko smiled back along with everyone else. "In time, Hanzo will leave you to handle the peace negotiations between the three nations surrounding the hidden rain." "Handle the negotiations between the three nations? That's amazing, brother. Please relay to Lord Hanzo that I accept." Not long after that, Yahiko and Hanzo met face to face and shook hands in agreement. "That means we can help people out in the open. So many gave their lives for us to get to this point. Finally, we'll be able to face them with pride." Nagato placed a hand on his shoulder. "Yahiko, your determination to free others from pain reached Hanzo. Look," he said, turning around to see the others celebrate. "The Akatsuki's ideals have been restored. There was never a need for a symbol. We'll all follow your dream, no matter where that leads us," he said, holding out his hand for Yahiko to grab. Nagato Yahiko smiled and grabbed it. "We weren't wrong. Nagato and I will go to the meeting tomorrow with Lord Hanzo." Yahiko announced. Are you sure, brother? We'll all go with you. No, that's not necessary. He decided. Lord Hanzo will be shocked if too many of us show up. By the way, where's Konan? She went to patrol the 7th ward. Nagato answered. She won't be back until tomorrow morning. I see on such a special day too. Anyway, today, the Akatsuki took a giant step forward. Everyone set aside your duties today and celebrate. While they were doing that, Danzo was making a move with Hanzo. The Akatsuki brats aren't suspicious at all, are they? Hanzo asked. Of course not. Danzo answered. Hanzo sighed. Tio think they intentionally killed your men for no reason at all. Will if the one called Yahiko is killed, the Akatsuki will naturally die off. I don't need more groups causing trouble. I'll kill him, Jiraiya threatened. So his plan was to use Hanzo to kill them off. It seems he fears the Rinnegan, and thinks the group will cause him trouble, Fugaku observed. But why? They're not a threat to the village? Obito asked. And what are your plans? Danzo asked. No need to worry. Meanwhile, in the 7th ward, Konan was caught in a gas trap and lost consciousness, allowing Hanzo's men to capture her easily. Damn it, Jiraiya cursed. This isn't going to end well. Those two boys would do anything to keep Konan safe. Even throw away their own lives. Tsunade placed a hand over his to comfort him. We should be recovering the hostage as we speak, Hanzo informed. With this, that lawless gang that threatens the village will disappear, and the hidden rain will be yours. Danzo responded before leaving. At the Akatsuki, everyone was resting up for tomorrow, well, all except Nagato, who was standing on the terrace looking at the rain. We finally made it here, he whispered. Nagato. Madara called from behind him. You. Reality is moving ahead quickly. Cut your ties with Yahiko immediately and join me. Otherwise, you will all. We will what? Nagato demanded. What Yahiko speaks of are just ideals. He tries to understand others' pain, but they do not even attempt to know our pain. Furthermore, this world has no desire for that either. That is reality. You posse's the Rinnegan, so you should understand. No matter what you say, I believe in Yahiko's ideals. I guess without pain you cannot experience reality. Madara began stepping towards Nagato, who backed away from the man. In that respect, even though you possess the Rinnegan, he said, walking through Nagato. Very well, go see reality for yourself, and experience pain. He then disappeared. There you are, Nagato. Yahiko. Was someone just here? No. Let's get going. Or we'll be late for the meeting. Right, let's go. After they left, Kyusuke received word of Danzo's men heading for Hanzo, and gathered everyone to go after Yahiko and prevent him from going to the meeting. But as they were catching up with Yahiko and Nagato, Madara appeared with Setsu. As much as I regret it, I can't let you go any further, he said. Who are you? Damn it. Obito thought as he bit his lip. I am Madara Uchiha. Did Hanzo send you? I do no work for Hanzo, but I cannot let you go any further. I want Nagato to see what reality is, and stop them by killing them all. There is no such thing as peace in this accursed world. Nagato must abandon this dream and set out into a new world. Come, we have go. We have to witness Nagato's destiny, he said as he and Zetsu transported to a cliff near the meeting place to watch. Hanzo and Danzo along with their followers were standing on a small cliff looking down on Yahiko and Nagato while the two Akatsuki members narrowed their eyes at Hanzo when they saw he had Konan held hostage. Yahiko, Hanzo started. You are the leader, so you must die, he demanded, pulling out a kunai. If you resist, this woman will die, he threatened, putting the kunai at Konan's neck. Yahiko glared at the man as he clenched his teeth in anger. Hanzo threw the kunai at Nagato's feet. You, the red-haired one. Use that to kill Yahiko. Nagato trembled in disbelief before shifting his wide-eyed gaze up to Hanzo. Then I will spare you and the women. Oh God, that's too cruel, Rin cried. Those three have a strong bond. I don't know how they're going to get through this, Jiraiya mumbled, clutching the armrest with wood-shattering force. Don't, Nagato, Konan protested. Never mind me. Both of you escape, she begged. Nagato, Yahiko called calmly, causing Nagato to face him. The Yahiko bowed his head and turned to face the redhead with a resigned expression on his face. Kill me, he ordered, his eyes narrowed in determination. Nagato gasped, unable to comprehend what has been asked of him. Yahiko yelled his name, while Konan tried to get them to escape. This is similar to me and Rin, Kakashi thought bitterly. Hurry up. Or do you want this woman to die? Nagato started to hyperventilate as he slowly picked up the kunai. He obviously didn't know what to do in this situation. He looked up at Konan with confused eyes as he whispered her name. He then turned to Yahiko and was about to say his name before Yahiko ran into the kunai. Oh no! Rin gasped. That's the worst situation to be in. What are you supposed to do? She questioned more to herself. I don't know, something like that. It's hard to say, but it happens, and when the time comes you have to make a decision. Minato sighed. As Madara watched, he remembered the time Kakashi was forced to kill Rin. I guess I'm not the only one who thought that way, Kakashi thought bitterly. Nagato's eyes widened even more if that was possible, as he was suddenly forced to carry Yahiko's weight. Blood spilled from Yahiko's smiling mouth as he whispered into Nagato's ear, "You and Konan must survive, no matter what it takes. You are the savior of this world. I know you can do it." If Nagato heard his best friend's dying words or not, no one could tell. He continued to stare off in front of him, not comprehending what's happening, as Yahiko fell to the ground with a thud. Jiraiya felt tears run down his cheek as he watched one of his students fall, and the other two break down. "Yahiko!" Konan yelled. She dropped to her knees, trying to hold back her tears. Hanzo chuckled before ordering his me to kill Nagato and Konan. As dozens of kunai came flying at him, Nagato snapped out of his unresponsive state and deflected the kunai with just a raise of his hand. "Wow!" Obito whispered in awe. "Why do I get the feeling things just went from bad to worse?" Kakashi said. "He repelled it," a Rain Nin said. "How?" Nagato jumped up onto the cliff, grabbing Konan, but before he could escape, Hanzo activated his trap, wrapping the duo in paper bombs. "Did we get him?" he whispered as he watched the explosion. When it finally cleared, he could see Nagato back below the cliff next to his unconscious or dead teammates, the fire from the explosion burning his legs, which was quickly put out thanks to the rain. "Ouch, those are serious burns. He needs to get treated," Rin said. Nagato Konan called quietly, worried about his severely burned legs. "Konan, hold into Yahiko and stay still," he ordered. "Not bad, kid. You escaped even while being hit by my fire-style jutsu." Nagato only glared at the man, giving him a good view of his Rinnegan. "You're no ordinary kid. Those eyes." "Get him," a root member ordered. "Summoning jutsu. Geto statue." Nagato called, and an arm came out from the Gorand and knocked the Umbu away like they were flies. The whole statue soon came into view, and it roared, only its upper body came out from the ground. "There it is!" Setsu exclaimed excitedly. "So he summoned it. That's the 10 Tails Husk," Madara stated. "What is that?" Hanzo wondered, body tense and eyes narrowed. "Nagato, no. Don't use that," Konan begged, but was ignored as Nagato let out a battle cry. The statue then connected to Nagato painfully as it stabbed chakra receptor rods into his back. It then released some kind of chakra serpent from its mouth, blowing away the enemies and stealing their souls. "That looks really painful," Obito muttered. "No kidding," Kakashi added. They were shocked at the power shown. "We're dead if that touched us," one of them called. "So you were the leader behind the scenes," Hanzo stated more to himself. "It's quite a surprise that you possessed the Rinnegan," he continued as the serpent approached him, but before it was killed he left the scene. The Geto statue then disappeared, leaving the rods in Nagato's back. "Nagato, Yahiko, Konani shall let you see each other in the world of dreams without fail," Madara pledged. Obito listened to his future self with a blank expression. Hours later, back at the Akatsuki hideout, the two remaining members along with Madara and Zetsu were meeting. "Didn't I say so?" Madara questioned. "Yeah, I finally understand," Nagato responded as he connected himself to a new device. "The selfish desire to preserve peace causes war. Hatred is born from wanting to protect love. There's no such thing as peace in this accursed world." "And another one gets influenced by Madara," Jiraiya said. "Yeah, another dangerous enemy has appeared," Tsunade added. "I've got a bad feeling." "Exactly." And with that, Madara and Zetsu disappeared, and Yahiko's corpse with the newly added Rinnegan walked into the dark room. "You will always be the leader of the Akatsuki," Nagato said. "Yahiko." "How?" Majority of the room exclaimed. "We'll just have to wait and see if it's important. I'm sure we'll learn more about it," Fugaka stated calmly. Episode 5. Do you want to watch Episode 5? Yes or no? Alright, bring it on, Obito said. Okay, Minato said, clicking yes, but before he could, the Sage of Six Paths appeared on the screen. "Nice to see you all looking relatively okay. Now that you have finished watching the beginning, that affects all of you in some way, it is time that I bring in Hiruzen Sarutobi." "Sensei?" Jiraiya and Tsunade whispered. "Yes, he is the Hokage, and there are some things he would be able to help you with. And he want to bring in 2 more people." "Who?" Kushina asked. "You don't know them yet, but they know you. They are the reason I'm doing all this in the first place, and I'm sure they would love to see you." "Okay." With that, he summoned Sarutobi. "What the dash?" he mumbled, looking around. "Where are we?" he asked. "In my pocket dimension. I brought you here to see the future, so you can change it for the better. Do you accept? Sarutobi looked at him with narrowed eyes, trying to decide if this is real or not. Yes. I accept. Good, if you have any further question, your friends here will answer them. Now for the other two, no doubt they will still be fighting. He sighed before summoning the two people he was talking about. They watched as two battered bodies flickered into existence. Naruto! If you don't start taking this seriously, I'll kill you! The raven-haired boy yelled. I won't let that happen. I won't let you stay in that dark, lonely place. The blonde yelled back. It's the only way to maintain this peace. I'll be the one to sacrifice myself. I'll take on the hatred of this world. And I told you there's no way I can let you do that. You're my friend. Sasuke. Everyone was staring wide-eyed at the two young teens that were radiating with power. The sage of 6 paths cleared his throat. Naruto, Sasuke, you're freaking out your audience. Calm down. The two boys paused, finally noticing their surroundings. Fuck. They both yelled, then, turning to the old man, now what? The sage chuckled. Old man, if you tell me that you're really the mastermind behind this whole mess, I swear I won't just kill you. I'll rip you limb from limb. The blonde growled. Not before I set him on fire and slice him apart. The raven scowled. Now boys, it's nothing like that. Kaguya was the one responsible. Then why the fuck are we here? The blonde asked. As you can see, we were kind of busy. HN. A bastard, use your words. Bite me, loser. Boys. I'm trying to give you a gift here. Huh? Eh? They responded dumbly. Look around. He smiled. The two boys shared a look before turning around. Their breath caught in throat as they each started at two people specifically. Mom, Dad, they spoke weakly, burning sensations growing in their throats and eyes. The 4 people that were being stared at grew wide-eyed. What? They said. Old man. What is this? Naruto whispered, his body trembling with the built-up emotions. You just sent my dad back, why are we here? If this is some kind of a joke, Sasuke started, his jaw tight and hands balled into fists so tight he broke skin. Not that anyone would notice considering the amount of blood and bruises they're already covered in. It's not a joke. I brought them here from about 17 to 20 years from the past. You're in a pocket dimension that I created, where time does not exist. Why? Their voices were quiet and strained with emotion. So they can watch the future. Your lives. So they can change it, so you won't have to go through all that pain and suffering. I thought maybe you'd like to help. He spoke gently. The two boys both nodded their heads. Okay then. I'll heal your wounds, clean you up, and he paused and covered them in pale green chakra. The exposure quickly healed their wounds, but it didn't stop there, and soon their bodies were shrinking and growing younger. Their eyes widened as they examined their bodies. We're Naruto, stuttered, his voice small and childish. We're 7? Sasuke guessed. Yes, that way you won't feel uncomfortable when you're with your parents. Giving them a knowing look. What do you mean? Naruto asked with large questioning blue eyes. Ah, the women inwardly cooed. You both have trouble showing affection since you're both emotionally stunted. It'll be easier if you're kids. The two now children grumbled, tried to hide a blush, causing the adults to chuckle. Now why don't you introduce yourselves? They nodded and faced each other, giving each other sly looks. Okay, time for a little payback. They both thought and turned to face their expecting audience. Naruto stepped up first, looking at Minato and Makoto, making them and their lovers look totally confused. Followed by Sasuke, who looked at Fugaku and Kushina. Mom, Dad, I'm your son. They said, causing everyone to go into a stunned silence before the 4 people started spluttering. The 2 boys just stared at them with complete seriousness on the faces. What hell kind of love pandemonium did you guys fall into? Jiraiya smirked. The 2 boys could only hold their composure for so long though, and a small giggle soon turned into full-blown out laughter, followed by the sage's own chuckle of mirth. Boys, that wasn't nice. The 2 boys just shrugged before growing soft smiles on their face, causing their parents to look at them again. We're sorry, but it was really tempting. Naruto apologized. I apologize, but he really rubbed off on me more than I'd like to admit. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, future 7th Hokage of the Hidden Village of the Leaves and the #1 most unpredictable ninja. I like ramen and peace. He started, his parents looking at his with soft smiles and caring eyes. I hate certain people, he said, causing them to blink and Sasuke to sigh. Perhaps you should be a little bit more specific, loser, he suggested. But it's so troublesome, he said before his eyes widened drastically and he let out a tiny gasp, covering his mouth. I didn't. Sasuke smirked. You did? Naruto groaned. Fine. I hate idiots who abandon their comrades. You'll know what I mean if we're watching our lives anyway. My hobbies include singing, and songwriting. I'm also one hell of an actor. He grinned. It's finally nice to meet you, in the flesh, and when I say that I mean real human flesh and blood with a human heart, and everything. He added seriously. Idiot. They don't know about that yet. You're freaking them out. Shut up, bastard. Naruto grumbled. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I like peace. I hate idiots. My hobbies are training. My dreams for the future maintain the peace in the ninja world. It's nice to see you two again, Mom, Dad. Causing Mikoto and Fugaku to smile. Ah, he's so cute. Minato, I can't believe we're going to be parents. Kushina gushed as she grabbed an unsuspecting Naruto and proceeded to squeeze the life out of him. Kushina? Honey? You should try and let him breathe. Minato smiled nervously, eyeing Naruto. Oh, sorry. Naruto went from blue to red as he sat in his mother's lap. It's okay. He muttered softly, avoiding their eyes. Sasuke, why don't you come sit on Mommy's lap? Sasuke turned bright red, his body tense and his bangs covering his eyes. She only smiled at him as she lifted him up and set him on her lap. He moved his hand so it was clutching her dress as if he was afraid she'd disappear. Fugaku noticed and patted his head with the reasoning we obviously died some point in his life. Ah, that's so sweet. Rin cooed, causing the two boys to blush harder and finally noticed the room's other occupants. Naruto stared wide-eyed at the third before jumping out of his mom's lap. Gramps! He cried as he hugged the third. Idiot, keep in mind he doesn't know you yet. Oops. Naruto smiled sheepishly at the Hokage, who only chuckled. It's alright. He said, patting Naruto's head, who was now staring at Jiraiya, more tears rolling down his cheeks as he jumped to his master's lap and clutched onto him. Pervy sage! Naruto cried, as everyone chuckled at the nickname. What did you call me, kid? You're such an idiot! Naruto yelled. Why? Why'd you go off on such a dangerous mission alone? He sobbed on Jiraiya's shirt. If you're going to do something like that, at least say goodbye before you leave and at least come back. Again, he doesn't know what you're talking about either. Sasuke sighed, Jiraiya following as he comforted the boy. It wasn't long before Naruto looked up again, this time at the smiling blonde woman next to him. Granny! He yelled, jumping onto her lap next. It's nice to see you again too. He smiled, wiping the tears from his eyes. What did you call me, brat? He just laughed and turned to the three youngest in the room, his eyes landing on the one with the mask, who was eyeing him nervously. Please don't know me. Please don't know me, Kakashi begged inwardly. Hey, Sasuke. Naruto called as he jumped to the ground. What? Did you finally run out of people you know? He asked, highly amused by the expression on everyone's face. Not quite. Check it out, Naruto said, causing Sasuke to follow his line of sight. No way, he said. Shit. Please don't hug me. Please don't hug me, Kakashi continued. Yeah, I know, right? He still has the mask on. Was he born with it? The majority of the room's sweat dropped as Obito and Rin started laughing. It's nice to see you again, Kakashi-sensei. It's not like he died or anything. He was with us the whole time, Sasuke said. But I guess it's interesting seeing little Kakashi. And not only that, Sasuke paused, eyeing Obito. Yeah, are you Obito Uchiha? Naruto asked, staring at him with a blank expression. Why, yeah. He stuttered nervously. I see, so then this must be Rin Noira. Right. Naruto asked. Yeah. Alright then. If you want to save the future, the first thing you have to do is not let Obito or any Uchiha for that matter fall into Madara's hands, Naruto said, after which he promptly turned around and headed for his mother, who picked him up after noticing the shy glances, silently asking to be picked up again. Right, there is other stuff, of course. After all, not only are we here to prevent the Fourth Ninja War, but also make sure that we unite the villages again, Sasuke added. Unite the villages? You talk as if Sarutobi started. Yes, we attained unity. We all had a common enemy, and that brought us together, Naruto enlightened. You'll see it, so we won't go into detail. Have you already started watching? Sasuke asked, eyeing the screen that says. Do you want to watch episode 5? Yes or no? Yes. The first 2 episodes was about the Canopy Bridge. Minato started, the second was Madara putting his plan into action, but he paused, glancing at his students. Right. Messing with Obito's mind and setting off the catalyst by having Sensei kill Rin. Sasuke finished bluntly. Yeah, we heard about that. So what happened in episode 4? Naruto asked. The formation of the Akatsuki, Jiraiya informed. I see. Did you see how it went from good to bad? Naruto asked. Yeah. So you know about Danzo. Naruto phrased it more as fact than question, the name causing Sasuke to growl. Yeah. What about Danzo? Sarutobi asked. Naruto sighed. Listen, old man, I know he was your teammate and everything, but you should know by now that Team 7 is cursed. Sasuke snorted. Anyway, his heart is in the right place, but his logic is totally screwed up. Understatement. Sasuke grumbled. Right, so let's start. Naruto said. Right. Minato agreed, hitting yes. Episode 5, Happy Birthday Naruto. Shit. Naruto cursed. You know you may be 17, but you look 7, so try to keep that in mind when you speak. Sasuke reminded. It's just this is too soon. Naruto said sadly. Naruto. We won't die this time. Minato promised. How did you? We kind of figured it out with the way you act. Kushina smiled gently. The screen came into view, but all that could be seen was Rin's widened and pain-filled eyes. Then Kakashi's startled, surprised Sharingan eye, which moved to take in the arm that had blasted through her chest with the Chidori. His vision is shaky as he takes in her full body. Pain clear on her face as she stares into his eyes. Ouch, now doesn't this bring back memories? Naruto teases, trying to lighten the mood. Sasuke snorted. It was so much easier back then. Sasuke smirked. The blonde deadpanned. What are you talking about? Minato asked. I took a Chidori through the chest once too. Naruto smiled. Should you really be smiling about that? Tsunade asked. Hey. I lived. He shrugged. Yeah, he's like a cockroach that way. Sasuke added. You're one to talk. I don't always almost die and then come back to life. Sasuke replied dryly. Almost die? Kushina exclaimed in alarm, clutching on to Naruto. Oh come on, you don't believe him, do you? He's exaggerating. Yeah, we'll see about that. Minato said, obviously looking troubled at the thought of his son dying. Kakashi, she chokes as blood pours out of her mouth. She forces her hand to grasp for her teammate. Kakashi widened his eye in shock as she moves toward his Sharingan. Kakashi awakes violently, his breathing coming out in short pants as he tries to catch his breath. His body is covered in sweat from his nightmare. The alarm clock going off in the background is signifying the time to wake up. He looks down at his right hand, the same used to kill Rin, and remembers the blood that had covered it. He immediately got up and went to the sink, trying desperately to clean off his teammate's long spilled blood. Tears build up in his eyes as he rubbed his heads under the water. He scrubs and scrubs, hands turning raw from the force of cleaning. It won't wash off, he whispers, his voice shaky as tears built up in his eyes. Kakashi. Rin sighed. This is why you shouldn't bottle up your emotions like that. This explains a lot. Sasuke muttered and Naruto nodded. The screen then switched its focus to the border of sand, rock and leaf. There, the Inoshikacho trio approached the very edge of the border, looking down on the gathered rock shinobi. Accept this from the Hokage. Shikaki yells as he grabs a green scroll and throws it over to the leader of the group. Deliver it to Lord Tsuchikage, and relay to him that we desire an immediate response. There's no need to deliver anything to him, the stone shinobi says. We'll give you your answer right here. The shinobi smirks. The Inoshikacho trio were instantly on guard, as the stone shinobi pull out their weapons. Sometimes it's best not to be so hasty, a voice advises calmly from the side. The group turned to the sand's borders to see the Kazekage at the head of an army. Gaara's dad, huh? Naruto muttered. Do you think he's a good guy? Well, none of us are really close to him, Kushina answered. Why? Just thinking. What? The stone shinobi questions. The fourth Kazekage? Why is the sand here? This is hidden sand territory, the Kage stated. It would be unwise to have an incident occur here. We'll put out any sparks that rain down over us. The sand will move accordingly as the sand. Remember that whatever you decide to do. Scatter! The stone shinobi orders, immediately retreating. Alright, we're done here, Inoichi says. Finally, let's go home. This whole thing was such a drag. Naruto started laughing and Sasuke smiled. Ino and Shikamaru, their kids, act just like that, he explained. Back in the Hidden Stone Village, the council is gathered as they discuss the scroll from the leaf. What about the request to enter the peace treaty? A council member asks. Naturally, it would be turned down, another strongly says. Whatever the Hidden Leaf negotiates with the Hidden Sand, nothing will change the unity of the Hidden Stone. All of them are so hard-headed. Naruto moans. And I thought it was just the old geezer. He doesn't look like he's changed much in the next 17 years. I can't believe he didn't retire, Sasuke added. You've met him in person? Sarutobi asked. Yeah, he wasn't so bad after Gaara talked to him. He's strong for an old man, his combinations with the Raikage are pretty cool, Naruto answered. So the Kage were actually working together, huh? Sarutobi repeated in a pleased tone. Silence. The fence-sitter orders. Of course, I'm proud of the unity of the stone. However, we sent 1,000 of our men to the front line and they were all wiped out by one man. Everyone but Naruto and Sasuke stared at Minato, who was carefully avoiding their eyes, with an innocent look on his face. Konoha's yellow flash, Minato Namikaze. And that's the reality of it. You took out 1,000 men all by yourself? That's so cool, Naruto said with stars in his eyes. You're really strong, Dad. Idiot, do you remember what we did during the war? We defeated a freaking god. Oh yeah? Right. He laughed sheepishly. A god? Minato asked, while everyone stared at the kids with disbelief on their faces. Yep. The creator of chakra or something. We couldn't have done it without Obito's help though. You were a real hero, Naruto praised with a smile. Everyone could see the relief in Obito's eyes when he heard this. Don't be so hard on yourself, it's not really your fault what happened, Sasuke added. You'll see why towards the end. Madara knew exactly what to do in order to get you to join him. Wow. Who are you and what have you done with Sasuke? Shut up, loser. Back in Konoha. Wow, it looks so empty with only 3 face up there, but at least it's more than a hole in the ground. Are you going to comment on everything? Well, I'll try. Sasuke just sighed and let it go. What do you mean more than a hole in the ground? Jiraiya yelled as everyone watched with widened eyes. It's my fault. I got there too late. The ones who did it were looking for me. Naruto started looking solemn. Oh my god! Are they Dash? Naruto asked, a grin splitting his face. Everyone's sweat dropped at the change in moods but went along with it. Let's see, little guy, Genma, Kurenai Rado? And Asuma. I can't believe you remember all of them. Well, I'm not an idiot. Sasuke shrugged. I hear they're going to enter into a peace treaty with the Hidden Stone. Rado mentions. How much faith can we put into a single piece of paper? Genma says. Got that right. Sasuke agreed. It's sad that even the kids find it hard to trust treaties. Mikoto sighed. And even if we find it hard to trust, we still fell into the trap with Cloud. Naruto added, getting looks. Ah, skip it, he complained. That's for sure. Guy adds. You guys think about the burden on Lord Third. Rado complains, irritated by their attitude. In any case, the long Great War will be over now, Asuma says. While all of you have changed, Naruto observes. Naruto, I saw Guy and Kakashi, but I didn't see either Asuma or Kurenai during the war. Sasuke asks. Yeah, well, Kurenai was pregnant. I'm not sure if she gave birth yet or not. I haven't been in the village for a while. But Asuma, he died fighting the Akatsuki before the war. What? Asuma died? Obito and Rin demand. Yeah, he was unlucky. Naruto responds somberly. Now there's something I'm not looking forward to seeing. Shikamaru, Ino and Choji were all there when he died. Naruto added for Sasuke. I see. Who's the father of Kurenai's baby? Rin asked. Asuma. Naruto answered. It's sad he died right after finding out he was going to be a father. Well, at least that baby still has its mother. Sasuke put in. After this it'll have both parents. Sarutobi said. Right. Let's toast with some dumplings. Kurenai smiles. They all pause when they hear footsteps. They glance outside the tea shop to see Kakashi walking by. Hey Kakashi! Guy calls. Wanna join us for some dumplings? Kakashi, to his credit, at least spares them a glance before continuing on his way. He's not too sociable these days. Guy notes. Is there something wrong with him? Genma asks. Well, you can't expect him to be jumping for joy. Rado comments dryly. Are you talking about Rin and Obito? Kurenai asks, looking sad. Yeah, that would definitely leave a hole in your heart, Asuma says, as Guy continues to stare after him. I'm sorry, but this is too weird, Naruto declared. What? Kakashi asked. Guy. He's acting weird. Where's all the springtime of youth? Naruto asks. Huh? Everyone asks. So is that something he picks up later? What, like Kakashi and his obsession with the time? Naruto adds, his words dripping with sarcasm, causing Sasuke to snort. What are you talking about? Kakashi has always had an obsession with the time, Obito says. Huh? As Kakashi walks down the streets of Konoha, his eyes are full of regrets. Flashes of Rin's death appear in his head. Rin. He walks to the bookstore and looks disinterestedly at the stands. His eyes widen when he sees a girl that looks exactly like Rin's ghost. In shock, he drops the book in his hand, but the mirage is already gone. He quickly scans the area but doesn't see the girl. The loss leaves with a look of pure depression on his puppy dog face. He slowly picks up the book and reads the title. How a Shinobi Should Die. So that's what you meant. You weren't just trying to lecture me, you were serious. Sasuke started. Kakashi looked at him confused. You once told me that it was too late to kill your family, that everyone you ever cared about were already dead. Sasuke explained. Kakashi blushed and avoided Rin and Obito's stares. In the Hokage Tower, Sarutobi and his 3 counselors were discussing the recent events. Well done. We can breathe a sigh of relief for now. Hamura added. Are you satisfied with an agreement like this? Danzo countered. To forgive the Hidden Stone's actions, and drop our demands for compensation? It's as though we lost the war. Danzo. Sasuke growled. Relax, Sasuke. Naruto said placatingly. I wonder if he already has one. Probably not. Sasuke muttered, eyeing his parents. With your dad here, we'll be able to stop the Uchiha affair. Don't worry about it. Naruto reassured. Uchiha affair. Skip it, Sasuke said. I don't like talking about it. It'll come up in 7 or 8 years. What do you think, Hiruzen? Continuing the war any further would be disastrous. Our forces are already exhausted. It's a step towards finding common ground. Danzo wanted to further express his disagreement by slamming his fist on the table. Many of my friends gave their lives for this great war. He started. It's like they died in vain. And I assumed full responsibility for that. How will you take responsibility? Danzo asked. I plan to step down as 3rd Hokage and have the 4th Hokage installed. Wow, I can't believe we're seeing this, Naruto said. Funny. You used to fall asleep during history lessons. Because they're boring. But now I'll get to see my hero become the 4th Hokage. Your hero, huh? Sasuke allowed a smile to grace his face. Oh, the irony. And so a meeting with the Fire Country's feudal lord was arranged quickly. How regrettable, he says. The 3rd Hokage was doing a fine job. Danzo immediately glared at him for the comment, causing him to sweat bullets. I doubt that will help him get nominated, Naruto muttered. I can't even imagine a Konoha with him as Hokage. Yeah, it's scary to think about. Can you imagine what would have happened if Orak? Naruto whispered. Sure, to them he's still a trustworthy shinobi, Sasuke hissed quietly. Right. We'll break it to them slowly. Truth be told, the 3rd Hokage was too soft, Danzo said. And he allowed the village to be pushed into a corner. We need a Hokage who will change things and enforce the laws of the shinobi. If that were to happen, Kakashi would be screwed. Naruto giggled. What are you talking about? I follow the rules and regulations down to the letter. Uh-huh. We'll believe that when we see it, Sasuke said dryly. I can't wait to see future Kakashi. Obito laughed. And is there such a person? I recommend Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin. Sasuke flinched and a shiver went down his spine. You okay, Sasuke? Mikoto asked, concerned. I guess. It was just a reflex. What do you think, 3rd? The feudal lord consults, hearing his advisors disagree. Orochimaru is truly a genius in this age of war. Sarutobi starts getting a small smile from Danzo, which was quickly erased by his next sentence. However, a sinister will and green lurk behind those eyes. Such a person cannot be given the duties of Hokage. That's right. Naruto and Sasuke agreed, thinking things like, fucking pedo and creepy cradle robber. 3rd Hokage. Danzo interjects. I recommend Minato Namikaze. Me? Minato repeated, shell shock. Alright. Sensei was nominated to be the 4th Hokage. Obito cheered. I knew you could do it, honey. Kushina smiled, kissing him on the cheek. Congratulations. A pupil of Jiraiya, Hamura says. In other words, a disciple of your disciple. A man so skilled he was nicknamed the Yellow Flash. Oh. The feudal lord looks happy with the choice, and Danzo, downright pissed. Geez, I'm so lucky he never got his hands on me. Naruto sighed in relief. Why would he want you? Minato asked, clearly worried. He doesn't like you. I'm your son, and a last thing you'll find out on my 1st birthday. Minato is still too young, Danzo yells. Minato emerged victorious at the Battle of Canopy Bridge, and distinguished himself by leading the new way to the end of the 3rd Great Shinobi War. I'm opposed. And the staring contest ensued. What about the rest of you? The feudal lord interrupts, and everyone stays silent in agreement with the 3rd. Man, he looks pissed, Obito said. The next scene was Minato appearing before the 3rd. I believe that you will carry on the will of fire. So I want to entrust you with the future of the Hidden Leaf and the shinobi world. You will accept, won't you? Minato looked up with fierce determination. I shall do my best to deserve your trust, Lord Third Hokage. Sasuke couldn't help but burst out laughing. I'm sorry, but you look the same, but then you open your mouth and you're so polite it throws me off. Naruto growled. Naruto, you call the third Hokage old man the fifth granny, and the toad sage pervy sage, and with that Naruto lost the argument before he could come up with a defense. I wish I could have passed this on under better circumstances. What lies ahead is not peaceful. Hey, old man? Naruto called. I rest my case. Sasuke sighed. What is it, Naruto? Did you know what was coming? No. I don't think so. I'm prepared for it. Good. I know you can do it. He smiled. Back at the Namikaze Uzumaki residence. Pause. Is that your house? Naruto asked, full of curiosity. Yes. Kushina answered. Why? So this would have been my house? Naruto asked as he eyed every detail, with a soft smile. Yep. It looks nice, he said, his voice full of longing. The scene then changes to the inside where Kushina was cooking. Naruto just watching with a soft smile. Minato came in and smiled at the scene, causing her to turn around. What are you doing there? She asked. What did the third want with you? Well, he started. Did you get scolded? Minato looked confused before smiling. So? What? Don't worry about it, you know. Well, it wasn't that. Then what is it? He wants me to be the fourth Hokage, he said. Oh really? Don't tell me the Hokage. She paused. Again Sasuke started laughing. Okay, I got it now. You look like your dad, and act like your mom. Hinata really is a good match for you then, Sasuke said, causing Naruto to go red. Yeah, well, Sakura is a good match for you. Her eyes widened. What? What did you just say? He nodded. I've been named fourth Hokage. She blushed and smiled, throwing her arms around his neck. Congratulations, you know. Throwing all her weight onto him, causing him to flounder. She then jumped off. Thank you very much for all your hard work, she said seriously. Thank you? Somewhere underground. This is Naruto started. Yeah, one of Orochimaru's lairs. This is definitely his style, Sasuke finished. Pale hands were mixing chemicals. It's all going Sarutobi's way, Danzo commented. They were working together? I wonder for how long. I don't know, we only found out during that mission, when Sakura and I found you the first time after 3 years. The third Hokage intends to use Minato as a puppet and keep ruling the Hidden Leaf, Orochimaru assumes. At this rate, the Hidden Leaf has no future. Don't give up yet. If my research is successful, it will be easy to grasp the power of the Hidden Leaf. To grasp power, stronger measures must be prepared. When the time comes, we won't be choosing measures, Danzo says. But it's not time yet. After saying his piece, Danzo turns to leave, reuniting with his root Umbu outside. Generally, if he's popular at all, he should let's go. Kino, Kinoto, Hino. Sir. Back in the village, the third Hokage has released the news, shocking many people. What's going on? Guy asks before running off to go find Kakashi. Meanwhile, Kakashi was sitting on a park bench reading a book. Hey, Kakashi! Guy calls. He grabs the book and read the cover. How a shinobi should die. What is this? Give it back, Kakashi said, swiping it back. What's going on? Oh yeah. The fourth Hokage was just announced. Kakashi looked up. Don't be surprised. It's Minato-sensei. Kakashi's eye widened. Am I the only one who thinks Kakashi looks really cute as a kid? Naruto asked. I do not, Kakashi grumbled. There's nothing wrong with being cute, Kakashi, Kushina says. But Naruto, you look really cute too. Really? He asked, clearly not believing it. I heard from Shikamaru and Kiba that's what all moms say though. She's telling the truth, Naruto, Minato says. You look very cute. He smiled. You don't have to lie. I'm used to people saying otherwise, Naruto mumbled. Are you calling me a liar? Kushina asked, dark energy leaking out of her. No way. Naruto quickly reassures. Thank you? The scene changed and Kakashi went to go visit Rin's grave. Rin. It seems like Minato-sensei is going to be Hokage. Minato-sensei will be the professor's successor and change the Hidden Leaf and the shinobi world. There won't be any more sacrifices like you guys. The next day, the fourth Hokage's inauguration was held. At the top of the Hokage Tower, Minato and Sarutobi stand along with a few of Minato's friends. Hiruzen removes the Hokage hat and passes it over to Minato, who accepts it and places it on his head. I'm counting on you, fourth Hokage. I shall dedicate my life to it. At Team 7 training grounds, Kakashi was thinking about his Chidori technique. Kakashi, don't use that technique again. From what I could see, your focused and concentrated attack had power and speed, but it makes you move too fast to be able to form a counter-attack. Ouch, I know what that's like. I created a jutsu, and you told me I couldn't use it anymore or I'd kill my arm, Naruto said. Sorry. No worries. I figured out a way to fix that. But then, thanks to you, Obito, you gave me the Sharingan, allowing me to complete this technique. So that's why you wouldn't teach it to me, Naruto grumbled. If you'd only tell me why, I would have dropped the subject, you know. I thought you just liked Sasuke better. Sorry? But then, this was the jutsu used to kill Rin. Kakashi thinks bitterly. Kakashi! There you are. I've been looking all over for you. You have a mission. You've been summoned immediately. Guy informs him. Kakashi remains silent, causing Guy to narrow his eyes in concern. At the Hokage Tower. A knock at the door. Enter. There's a mission? Kakashi asked. Yes, I want you to retrieve the documents relating to the peace treaty. Minato orders. Yes, sir. There are still some shinobi who desire war, Minato added seriously. And there are rumors saying that they're trying to steal the documents in order to cause chaos. Please do your best on this mission. Yes, sir. You see that, Naruto? Sasuke said. What? That's how you're supposed to accept a mission. It doesn't matter if you're on good terms with the Hokage. Shut up, bastard. After he was assigned the mission, Kakashi took off. A few miles away from the village, he senses ninja beginning to tail him. Taking action, Kakashi lifted his headband, revealing his Sharingan eye. He turns around to face his opponent. I'll finish this quick, he says, forming the hand signs for the Chidori, while the enemy shinobi made some shadow clones. Chidori. He froze, hearing his name as it passed from Rin's dying lips. Another vision of her death flashes him back to that moment. The Chidori sizzles out and the enemy is immediately on him. Kakashi quickly comes back to his senses and landed on the ground safely, but he's surrounded. Suddenly Guy jumps in and uses Leaf Whirlwind to take down the shinobi. Another one. Shinobi growls as the Leaf Umbu appear. This isn't like you, why are you spacing out? Guy reprimands. Sorry. Kakashi apologizes weakly, shocking Guy enough to make him turn around and face his friend. Kakashi's vision starts to blur. Kakashi? Guy calls, voice softer and concerned. Kakashi collapsed to his knees, breathing raggedly. I made you pass out? Yeah. Here I am trying to defend you, then you go do something stupid like attack the 5 Kage summit. Were you trying to give me a heart attack? You did what? Everyone exclaims. Save it for later. It's complicated, Sasuke says. Back at the Hokage Tower, Guy had just finished giving his report to the 4th. I see, he says. Yes. Minato looks down at his desk. I've never seen Kakashi like that. I'm glad I sent you secretly. To help him at a time like this, that's what an eternal rival is for. That's what I believe, but Guy ranted. You've already done enough. Leave the rest to me. He smiles, then turns around to face the window overlooking the village with a serious expression on his face. A few seconds later he arrived in Kakashi's hospital room. Minato-sensei. Kakashi panics, attempting to sit up to speak with his mentor. I mean Lord Fourth. Address me as you always have. Minato smiles. Some in the village say that I'm not qualified for the position and they oppose me. What? No way. You were a hero. A great Hokage. And Gaara's a lot younger than you and everyone hated him when he was a kid. Yet they all respect him now. Thank you, Naruto, he said, patting Naruto on the head. I came here today to assign you to the Umbu under my direct control. Kakashi looks up shocked, before he lowers his gaze. I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy. Why me? I want you to be my right-hand man, he said, placing a hand on Kakashi's shoulder. Later that night, Kakashi heads into the Umbu Black Ops building to pick up his gear. Here's a set of gear for you, an Umbu said, giving him a box. Naruto's breath hitched when he saw the mask. What's wrong? Minato asked. That mask? Kakashi-sensei. You were dog. Naruto only gets a shrug in response. A small smile formed on his face. Thank you, sensei. A single tear running down his cheek. For looking out for me when I was little. No problem, Kakashi said. Thank you, Kakashi. Kushina and Minato smiled at the boy. Thank you, he says before heading for the Umbu changing rooms. He changes into the new uniform and armor before walking over to the mirror before placing the dog mask on his face. Only his Sharingan eye glowing in the darkness. Man, the Umbu uniform is so cool. I'm asking Granny if she could let me join, or at least give me the uniform. That's not really an appropriate reason for joining, but whatever. Sasuke shrugged. Oh, I got it. You can be my Umbu commander when I become Hokage, Naruto suggests. Sure. Why not? That is if you can be Hokage this time around. We are changing the future. Sasuke smirked. I'll definitely become Hokage. I finally got the whole village's approval. I'm sure you can do it, Naruto-chan, Kushina encouraged. And Naruto-chan? Naruto echoed, a blush covering his whole face. You don't like it? She asked. It's fine. If you want, was the mumbled, embarrassed response. She smiled and hugged him. A few nights later. I'm home. Minato closes the door behind him. Welcome back. Kushina calls from the kitchen, not sounding as energetic as usual. Is something wrong? Minato inquires, flashing immediately to the kitchen. I guess I just feel funny, she responds. Are you sick? Minato asks, his brows knit in concern. She looked at him with a raised eyebrow. Come on, I'm serious, he says, bringing a hand to her forehead. You're a little warm. That's strange, she says. Maybe you should go to the hospital, Minato suggests. Why? To ease my worry. He tries, she pouts and reluctantly agrees. Wait, it's rare for a Jinchuriki to get sick. What's going on? Naruto panicked. Relax, Naruto. It's probably around the time where she's pregnant, Sasuke reassured. Kushina blushed. Really? Minato asked. I'm almost positive, Sasuke said. The next day, Minato summons his Umbu to the tower for a debriefing. Many shinobi from small villages that survived are taking advantage of the turbulent situation now wish to be controlled by any of the 5 great nations. There's no doubt that they will continue to cause disruptions. But we must maintain peace, which was obtained through the sacrifice of many. I'm counting on you. Yes, sir. Dad, you're so cool. I've never actually seen a serious Hokage at work. Sasuke hissed. What? You do realize she'll kill you later, right? My mom and dad will protect me from anything. Right. Of course. They smiled. See. Besides, I'm stronger than her now. He shrugged. Yeah, well, so was Jiraiya, yet she almost killed him. Who are you brats talking about? Tsunade asked. No one special. They responded nervously and a little too quickly. All the Umbu start leaving the room, leaving only Kakashi, who waited a few minutes before making his leave. Minato sighs in concern as he watches his last student exit. At practice field 3. Kakashi was seen practicing with his Chidori. In the watchtower, the Leaf Nin were keeping an eye out. 5 shinobi, all approaching rapidly. One of them observed. What does their headband show? The hidden stone. We have a peace treaty with them now, right? Maybe they have urgent business? He just finished, suggested when the 5 stone shinobi attacked. Why are you breaking the treaty? The Leaf shinobi demands as he blocks a kunai. We're the hidden leaf. You must be making a mistake. Another tries, clearly tired of all the wars and the fighting. They are surrounded when the Umbu show up and give chase. Reinforcements. Withdraw. The stone shinobi ordered. Thanks for saving us. Looks like Hidden Stone betrayed us. I wouldn't go saying that too soon, could be Danzo's route. They like dressing up as Stone Nin after all. Obito guessed. Could be. Minato agreed. But we don't have proof yet. The bird Umbu picked up a shuriken to examine it. This isn't a hidden stone shuriken, he observes. So they were fakes? But why? They want to cause a rift between stone and leaf, the Umbu answers. Kakashi immediately took off after them. Hey, the Jounin called. Don't chase them too far. Bird orders as Kakashi activated his Chidori. He quickly caught up with the shinobi and proceeded to take them down. 1 he counts after sticking 1, 2 after jumping on the shinobi's back, 3 jumping to the next one, 4 he finishes, as he glances at the last one who fell off a broken branch. He trembles as he stares at Kakashi. He quickly got on his feet and back up into a tree trunk as Kakashi took off his mask. Sharingan, he whimpered. You're that cold-blooded Kakashi that everyone talks about, he said, quaking in his sandals. Cold-blooded Kakashi? That's a little harsh, Kakashi said, not sounding too concerned. Yeah, Sharingan Kakashi. The copy ninja, copycat Kakashi, and Kakashi of the lightning blade are way cooler, Naruto said. Are those all mine? Yep. Naruto smiled. Bird and Tiger were not far behind Kakashi now. Wait, Kakashi! Bird orders. The fake Stone Nin screams in terror as Kakashi activated his Chidori. Someone help me! He begs. 5. Kakashi said as he shoved the Chidori through the man's chest. You know, if you kept one alive we could have gotten intel. Bear reminds him calmly. Kakashi's glare made the adults flinch. Wow, Kakashi-sensei. I'm sure I've said it before, but you're so badass. Naruto praised. Back in the village center. Wow, that tree must have been destroyed October 10th because I would have remembered it. What happened October 10th? Rin asked. Well, for one, I was born. The other thing, the village was attacked. By who? Obito asked. Madara. His eyes widened and then dropped in understanding. It was me. Kakashi walks through the streets, completely ignoring Guy's attempts at getting his attention. Back at the tower, Bird is giving the Hokage his report. It's only been a short while since Kakashi transferred into Anbu, but some of his actions are quite astonishing. Bird reported. Minato grunted as he read the report. All 5 were killed with a single blow to their vital points. Lord Hokage, regarding the issue that you were concerned about, we have not seen evidence of psychological trauma from Kakashi associated with taking Rin's life. Sorry, Sensei, looks like you were caught red-handed, Naruto said. But in your defense, you didn't know anyone would be watching you like this, right? Is there something on your mind? He asks as he watched Minato stare intently at the reports. No. Meanwhile, Kakashi is sitting on top of the third's head on the monument, his arms and chin resting on his knees. Kakashi. Minato sighed. He looks so cute, the women said. Sensei, we have a lot in common. I used to do that too when I wanted to be alone. Though I sat on top of the fourth's head. I'm here for my checkup. Kushina informs the receptionist, who tells her to head for a room. Mrs. Uzumaki. What can I do for you? I just need a checkup. I've been feeling kind of funny lately, and I have a slight fever. The doctor hummed in acknowledgement before performing a diagnostic jutsu on her. The doctor smiles when she reached her stomach and said, Congratulations. Kushina just blinked back dumbly. Way to go, Minato. I knew you could do it. Sensei. Minato responded indignantly. Pervy sage, stop making perverted comments about my birth. What did you say, you brat? What? She asked. Your due date is October 10th. Kushina blushed and a huge grin split her face. Oh. Then, yeah. Naruto sighed as a huge smile came to his face. She's happy. Really happy, he said. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? She said, hugging him. No reason. It's nothing. He responded, content with just lying in her arms. She quickly hurries home to tell Minato the good news. Minato, guess we're having a baby, she calls. Huh? A baby? He repeats, coming out of the kitchen. I'm going to be a mother, you know. She cheered, blush still not leaving her face. I'm going to be a father, he said slowly, not believing what he's saying. A blush appearing on his face. A mother, you know, she repeated. I'm going to be a father. A mother, you know, she responded, walking closer to him. Can you believe it? I'm going to be a father. He smiles. She throws her arms around his neck as they both laugh. Naruto cried tears of joy while watching this. I can't believe it, they were both happy when they found out the news. Of course we were, Minato said, rubbing his back. What parent wouldn't be? Well, I could give you a lot of example if you wanted, but I'm sure some would show up in these videos, Naruto said. A worried look grows on Minato's face as he thinks more about what having a child meant for Kushina. After lunch, he summons Kakashi to the Hokage Tower. Kakashi, I want you to leave your current mission and take on a special mission. Was there an issue? He asks. It's nothing like that, Minato says. It's more like a top secret errand. Kushina's pregnant. Even behind the mask you could tell Kakashi was shocked. Congratulations. Thank you. But when a female Jinchuriki become pregnant, the energy that keeps the seal in place transfers to the fetus, weakening the tailed beast seal. And so it will be about 10 months until she give birth. I want you to guard Kushina against any incidents. Yes, sir. And from then on, Kakashi was guarding Kushina, and 2 months and Kushina's belly started to grow. MDB. Madara, one of my clones that is stationed in the leaf, picked up some interesting news. Setsu grins. I was wondering when this was going to happen, Naruto commented. What? Madara replies, voice dead. The Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is pregnant. Really? He said apathetically, no sign of interest in his voice. It would be the perfect time to collect the 9 tails. Fine. Keep watch. MDB. Yo! Jiraiya greets. Sensei. You're back. Yep, and I just finished this, he says, pulling out a book. Oh, it's the book that you got my name from, Naruto said. Wait, you read it? Sasuke said skeptically. Yeah, why? I thought he only wrote porn. His very first book was clean. Naruto denied the unspoken accusation. I know I've already finished reading it. Minato says. It's an awesome story, sensei. Great work. I hope our son turns out just like the main character. That's why, if you don't mind, we decided that we would like to name him Naruto. Or are you sure? I just came up with the name Eating Ramen. Jiraiya admitted, looking completely surprised. Then it really does suit him. Sasuke smirked. Bastard. It means maelstrom. It's an awesome name that fits me perfectly. Naruto insisted. Thank you, Dad, Mom. Naruto smiled. Naruto. It's a wonderful name. Kushina adds as she stepped into the dining room. And we would like to name you the Godfather. Are you sure that's such a good idea? Tsunade teased. He may be a lazy old pervert, but he really was like a grandfather to me. Naruto smiled softly. That's why it hurt more than that Chidori through the chest when I came back from a mission only to find out you were killed. Gathering info on the leader of the Akatsuki. Don't you ever do it again. Just leave it to me. Sure, kid, whatever you say. Months later, Minato and Kushina are sitting at their dining table with Sarutobi. Kushina, he said, there is something I must explain to you about giving birth. It happened to Lady Mito, the previous Jinchuriki, as well. During her labor, the nine-tailed seal almost broke. I'm sorry, but as a precautionary measure we're going to ask you to deliver outside of the village, inside a barrier. We have the seal to think of, so I'll be accompanying you. Minato explains, giving her a strong, reassuring smile. Minato and Taji from the Umba Black Ops, and my wife, Biwako, will be with you. This is to be done in utmost secrecy. Minato placed his hand on top of Kushina's, immediately allowing her to relax as he smiled at her. I'll go ahead and prepare everything, he says. She smiled and nodded. Right. I will take you there. Biwako starts but grows annoyed when she sees Kushina isn't paying attention. Kushina, she calls. Ah. Yes. She responds, giving a sheepish smile. I appreciate it. On October 10th, the two started to make their way towards the village gates. Okay, it's time to go. So this is the day, Naruto says quietly as he grabbed onto both his parents' hands. Yes. Ah, Mikoto, Kushina agreed, staring at Sasuke. Oh my, was it a girl? Man, even as a baby you were quiet, Naruto observes. Sasuke smirked. It's a boy. Nagato smiles. So cute, what's your name? It's Sasuke. Oh, so he was named after the third's father? Yes, so he will grow into a strong and fine shinobi, Mikoto explained. And it seems to have worked. You've definitely become a strong shinobi, Sasuke. Fugaku praised, causing Sasuke to smile. You'll be giving birth soon too, right? You should pick a name in advance. I already have. His name will be Naruto, she says as she pats Sasuke's head, causing him to look up at her. You'll be classmates, Sasuke, so be friends, all right. She leaned in close to Mikoto, her skin turning blue. By the way, does it really hurt? She whispers. Mikoto giggled. Wow, Kushina, you're afraid. It's not that unbearable after all, I ended up going through it twice. She smiled. So there's actually something that scares you, Kushina. Mikoto's sweat drops. I'm surprised. She smirks. Come on, let's go, Kushina. Right. See ya. See you later. The details of your birthing are supposed to be top secret. Until we get to your location. You must avoid contact even with your friends. Yes, I'm sorry. She apologized, rubbing the back of her head. Also, we are leaving the village secretly. If your labor pains begin, try not to cry out loud. Harsh. The females commented. Oh right. MDB. Madara, it's time. Kushina is about to leave the village. Alright, I'm leaving now, but there is one place I want to go first, he said, disappearing in a black vortex and reappearing in a tree at the Konoha graveyard. Isn't that your old teammate? Zetsu asked, clearly amused. Looks like he's visiting the girl he killed. What was her name? What an ass. Obito mumbled. I know, right? Sasuke and Naruto agreed. He's always there and always gets in the way, Naruto complained. And there's so many of them, it's annoying, Sasuke grumbled. Zetsu, why don't you go watch over Kushina? I'll be there soon, Obito silently ordered. Sure, don't be too long now, he said, disappearing underground. Rin, Obito whispered as he watched Kakashi inform her that Sensei is having a child. When Kakashi left, he stepped out and placed some flowers on her grave and then took off. Rin watched this with a soft smile and started considering Obito in a new light. I never really thought of Obito in that way, but maybe I should. MDB. A few hours later. Kushina screamed from inside the cave. It hurts, you know. Her face contorted up into pain. Are you kidding? How can you go through that twice? Kushina grimaced. I've never seen Kushina in so much pain. Is she alright? Minato asks. A look of concern and worry on his face. Fugaka pats Minato's back. It's hard, but all you can really do is be with them and encourage them. She's fine. Never mind that, just stay focused on the Nine-Tails seal. Biwako responds calmly. But geez. You are the fourth Hokage, act like one. A man would have dropped dead from such pain long ago. But women are strong, she said. Deep within the seal, the Kyuubi was doing everything he could to break free. He's so strong, Minato thought, gritting teeth. The Nine-Tails is struggling to get out. Hang in there, Kushina. Hang in there, Naruto. Outside of the cave, Madara started making his move by killing all the Umbu guards. Naruto's tightened his grip on his parents' hands and bit his trembling lip. Don't worry, Naruto, Minato whispered. It'll be okay, he said, taking Naruto into his lap as Kushina wrapped her arms around his arm and rested her head on his shoulder. I can see his head. You're almost there, Kushina. Inside, the Kyuubi roared. Naruto. Hurry and come out. Kyuubi, you stay put. Minato grunted, and seconds later the crying of a baby could be heard. Hot water, a nurse ordered. Right. And then the screen went black. Well, that wasn't so bad, Naruto muttered. Guess they're saving it for part 2 of this story. I'm sorry. I guess whatever happens will be my fault. Obito apologized guiltily. Well, you did do all the heavy lifting in this, but I don't blame you. Technically, it isn't even Madara's fault, Naruto explained. What do you mean? We all saw Madara planning this, Fugaka asked. I won't go into detail, but I will say this. Sasuke started. Madara was being manipulated as well. I know, right? Sasuke and Naruto said. Imagine our surprise. Madara kills Sasuke, covered up Naruto's mouth. Come on, Naruto, no one likes a spoiler. Besides, don't you want to see the look on their faces when they find out? Okay, I got it. Alright, then let's watch the next one, Sarutobi suggested. What if Minato can summon future Naruto? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoyed this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part. Comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.